Uh. Uh-oh. Well. Hmm. Well. Hey, everybody. How you doing? So we have an interesting midweek today. See, I'm still at the house. I'm currently rearranging my studio, as you can see over here. And Nick, as you can probably tell, is on vacation right now. He's telecasting in live from Tahiti. Uh, and yeah, but he just I guess he's off getting a drink at the bar. Fucking goddamn it. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Midweek Saints. How you doing? How you feeling? How's your balls and how's your father? We are there. He is. There he is.
Oh, so I was fighting with Skype.
You're fighting with Skype, huh?
Always fighting with Skype. You know, it's one thing I love about the tech industry. You can always count on is every time they've got a new update for you, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can kind of see that. You know, there is very apparent to me that you were in the Bahamas because your connection just looks so fucking terrible.
I don't get what it was. Is it still that way?
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, huh?
It's pretty bad.
Is it my connection or just my camera?
Oh, it's your connection. You sound like shit too.
Oh.
It's hard living in the tropics, man. Hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one thing when you get banned from a neighboring country, but when you get kicked out of the country you live in just because they've had enough of your shit, well, what better reason to go to Tahiti than that?
See you know what I should have done? I should have actually set this up so that you were in a TV from the fucking Tahiti or wherever the fuck, and I was in the studio just like watching you.
Oh my god.
What?
What? No, I think I just brought the stream up. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know.
This is obscene. Maybe I've just got too many tabs open. Maybe that'll clear it up. No, I didn't do shit. Well.
Fuck it,
hey,
man.
Everybody, I'm calling, this is Wizard of Oz calling in live to the 1997 VMAs via this brand new video phone technology we've got. Mariah Carey, your number one boo. But, wow, it's even bad on Skype shit. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
No idea. Yeah, I'm just, you know what, I'm gonna blame my daughter. Before she left, I think she just took all of the internet and brought it home with her.
She put the internet in her pocket and walked out the door with it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I could try restarting to see if that would help.
If you want to.
Well, Ben Mills is saying it got better. I mean, is this like a Monty Python kind of? I got better, kind of better, where you're not really better, but I got better.
Not quite dead yet.
How do you know she's a witch? She turned my internet connection into a newt.
Hey, it just cleared up really good.
And then he got better.
Yeah, it actually got a lot better.
Yeah.
Hey,
I just had to close out all those tabs and be, prepared like I almost was.
So what happens when you're torrenting too much midget porn, man?
You don't torrent that shit, you stream it. Who the fuck torrents porn anymore? Why am I gonna fill up my hard drive with something that I can just get put on NSA lists for looking on streaming sites?
Well, maybe because you want to make a supercut of every time a woman is ejaculated into the eye. Because that's your thing and your fetish.
That is true, but I mean, ever since, you browse enough midget porn, you're bound to run across Destiny at some point, and, yeah, kind of. Yeah, what I was like, what do you do? Oh, wait, you beat off and then feel bad.
It's like my daily routine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Baldback saying there's no such thing as midget porn, and then he's saying, is there an echo in here? Probably because he climbed up into Stormy Daniels and just shouted his name to the far mountains. So, Yeah, it's just been good. Fucking, I guess that was Quinn insisted on doing that promo again. She really is turning into quite a diva. Not bad though for 2 takes it took her to get
That's
that.
good.
So
I haven't
yeah.
actually gotten a chance to watch it. I went and had lunch with Billy and his mom.
She's coming up with her own bits now.
Is
She's like,
she?
next. Oh yeah, she's like, Dad, next week I got this great idea, and I'm like, ah, Jesus. And then she tells it to me, I'm like, it's not bad. That's actually not bad. So
As far as I'm concerned, Quinn can do all the midweek Saints promos. I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all.
well, she's been enjoying them. A bit of interesting news too before we like jump into anything else. So
Mhm.
I dusted off my old copy of Final Draft recently. It's a screenwriting program, really intuitive, really easy to use. Help like the formatting and the tracking is great.
Format. I'm
Yeah.
in it. I'm into
What do
it.
you? Dude, listen, man, I've been a man of the faith for a long time, but yes, and then today I got an email from a friend of mine, actually the director of Amy in a Cage.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, how you been? How's it going? Hey, we should make another movie. He's like, yeah, yeah, I think it's time. So I'm gonna start trying to figure out what the concept behind that is, and if it works like it did last time, we could be looking at like actual financing, like making an actual kind of film that like people like Adam could say is terrible.
Awesome.
That'd be
That
good.
sounds
Yeah, that'd
good.
be great. I look forward to one day producing
You should
something.
write me in a part and I'll fly over and film.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the fuck, where it would be or what it would be. He's saying like we should do something like medieval. I'm like, or not.
Medieval
It's
is pretty expensive to do, unless
expensive.
unless if you go to a Ren fair or like an SCA event or something, and then you just like you get all those people together and just promise them like like you'll have your name in the movie, just be an extra.
Yeah, I mean or just not like just call it a social experiment. It's like,
Caffeine Tweaker wants me to play the Gimp. Hey,
it's like, yeah, we're just gonna
no,
redo all of our favorite sexual assault scenes. It's gonna start with me playing Jodie Foster atop a pinball machine. Following that, we're just gonna just keep rolling with it. Much like the final sequence will just be the entire last Maze Runner movie. Because even though there's no actual sexual assault, most audiences left feeling very violated.
oh, by the Maze Runner movie, yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Now
pretty bad.
it was interesting to hear you guys talking earlier about the Snowman, because I'm pretty sure that's been almost unanimously declared as like the worst movie of 2017 at this point.
Okay,
Yeah, so I didn't even know fucking Val Kilmer was in that, but you,
I
yeah, you absolutely know though that any like any producer or production credit that went to Scorsese was just him doing his friend a favor and either getting it like financing or distribution. He's like, just don't tell anyone.
mm,
Yeah, if it makes any money, which it won't, cut me in, but otherwise, fuck off with that. But
mm-hmm.
I was saying I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was probably the last thing Val Kilmer was in that was decent.
No, he was in something recently that wasn't that bad.
Was he?
Yeah. Let me look. Let me
Still
look.
is he still heavy? Big? Is he still a bigger man?
No, he is very thin now. Very, very
Hmm.
thin. Probably because he has a lot of chronic illnesses. Actually,
Hmm.
he's getting all fucked up, man.
Well,
Uh,
I remember for a while, like he took a break from film work, and he had this traveling stage show where he was playing Mark Twain, and the makeup and everything. And I saw a couple clips of it. He really nailed it. It's funny because you can kind of get the impression like the movies that he was terrible in. It's not that he's not a good actor; it's that he just didn't give a fuck.
yeah. He damn it. You know what?
Hmm.
You were right. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was the last good one that he.
That is one of my favorite lines of dialogue when Robert Downey Jr. meets his character, and his character's name is Gay Perry, and he's like, "Oh, you still gay? Oh, me? No, drowning in pussy. I just love the nickname so much I couldn't get rid of it."
That's a dude. You know what? Shane Black. And that's okay. So apparently there was a big controversy that happened because I said that I think Iron Man 3 was so far the best Iron Man that they've made. Yeah.
It's just not true objectively, but
It
okay.
is. It is.
What? What about it?
anyway, but people are like, no, no, no. And one of the points that was brought up by Billy, actually, and I agreed, is one of the main reasons why it's so good is it was made by Shane Black. Shane Black is fucking amazing. He's incredible. He's a Hollywood legend.
Wait a second. You know, okay, now I know why it's funny you're mentioning this, because before I tuned into the pre-stream and
Huh.
got half of what I needed to get done to get on the show,
Mhm.
I was watching actually Red Letter Media. They got a new review where they're talking about Predator,
Mm-hmm.
and Shane Black is in that, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yes, he
And
is.
they were theorizing though that part of why they brought him in on that was both to fill the role, but also so that they could have somebody like right there to help keep writing the film for
Mm-hmm.
when it needs rewrites. Like, because a guy like seriously, a guy like Shane Black can just be like, "Hey, Shane, fuck, this scene's kind of fucked. We're not liking it." Oh, okay, cool. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be right back. He'll come back with like a new feature screenplay. Like, this is a better movie. Yeah, go
Right.
ahead. Oh.
But I mean, like, okay, so Shane Black directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but he's the guy who wrote all the Lethal Weapon movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible. He's absolutely
Yep.
incredible. Also, The Last Action Hero. So I don't know if that's a selling point.
I enjoyed Last Action Hero. I honestly did. It was one of the first movies I felt that was goofy and self-aware to a point where that became a bit. I mean, like I'd almost go as
True.
far as saying without Last Action Hero, we might not even have Deadpool. Think about it. I mean, the similarities, right? I mean, you've got
Yeah.
yeah. It's even like the only difference being is that so Schwarzenegger wasn't immediately aware that he was a movie character.
Stop the ass kissing
But they
with
kept
you.
hamming that up.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, buddy. I've been hosting the shit out of Irate Bear, Irate Alex's Twitch streams, so he's doing it for us too. Thank you, buddy. I could kind of see that maybe because Deadpool when he showed up at the comic books is not like the Deadpool that we know now. He didn't have
No.
the breaking the fourth wall aspect. I wonder what really did inspire that. It would be
Well,
interesting, something to look up.
yeah, I don't know if I wasn't even speaking the comic books. I was just saying more in terms of like taking those kinds of chances in films where it's like it's that meta thing where it's like the movie in the movie and it's aware that it's a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that was a fun gimmick, a fun gag, and the action sequences were fun and so over the top that like there was nothing about it you were supposed to be taking seriously.
True.
Nothing. I mean, and that dialogue exchange at that one point where Schwarzenegger's character goes to the mansion and he meets up with what's his name, the Tywin Lannister there, and just that back and forth banter they have when he's like, "Well, I suggest you hit the bricks." "No, they're the wrong color. Would arterial red suit you?" Boom, and there's just fucking Dobermans there. Like, it was the goofiest thing, and I still to this day I can watch that scene over and over again and just love it.
I don't think I've seen that in a long ass time. You know what? Maybe that should be a Saints movie night. I mean, everybody. Okay, here's something that's been happening in the community. So we watched B movie and spliced it with E fucked clips, right? And that was really funny, but I didn't think that it was like the most funny thing in the world. And then the other night, people were like, "Let's watch A Bug's Life," and I'm like, "Okay, we'll watch A Bug's Life." And I instead made them watch a Neil Blomkamp short movie, which is amazing. And then we put on A Bug's Life. They were like, "Oh, it's gonna be interspersed like E fucked," and I put it on and just went to bed. But now they want like Zootopia and E fucked clips, and I'm like, it's
You know what that'll just degenerate into furry porn pretty soon. Like,
Mhm.
everyone's just gonna give up on both E-Fucked and Zootopia, and they're just gonna be like, "Hey, let's see if anybody's animated that fox fucking the rabbit yet."
They
Yeah.
have.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The sheer amount of Bowser porn, which tends to populate my Twitter feed no matter what I do,
Or
says that
Thanos porn. A lot of
yeah.
Thanos porn.
Thanos porn is it's a runner up, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure somebody's animated that particular sequence at this point, and
Thanos.
yeah, Thanos the penis. I recently actually, that's one of the reviews. It was one of the first reviews I'm gonna be doing soon is Infinity War, because after I saw it, I gotta say, like the consensus of holy shit, Marvel movies aren't garbage
Mm.
necessarily. Yeah, yeah, they pulled that off beautifully. It's like hey, I'm gonna cram 400 characters in a 2.5 hour movie, but don't worry, it'll keep moving. You'll like it, and they
Mm.
did it. And
Let's do some
kind of
news.
yeah. Yeah, it's some. It was actually apparently a bit of a slow week in terms of odd news going on.
You
So
managed to find like 5 stories though. I don't know
yeah, we
where the
got
hell. Where am I gonna put the article?
um hmm behind. Can you just replace the sky? It doesn't really work, does it?
Not really.
No.
How about I do? Where is it? The fuck did it just go? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's welcome to prepared midweek Saints. We're totally prepared, on time, where we needed to be. Everything is fine.
There we go. Okay.
Fine.
How about we
Yeah. So,
do?
well, this
Well,
story, I'll start reading it while you figure it out. This story actually caught my attention because it's right here in my home state, and it actually shows you especially as I'm looking at joining the legislature, the kinds of things which make it to the fucking governor's office. Um,
yes.
Yeah, Concord, New Hampshire. Supermarket customers tweet on stickers placed over the opening of bagged deli meats got the attention of New Hampshire's governor and a change. And this is true, actually. I shop at this supermarket, not this one up in Concord, but one down here. And it is fucking annoying because they fold the bag over and then they put their sticker on. And it's nice because it makes a little package, but anytime you try and open it, the bag rips. But yeah, this tweet made it to the fucking governor's office. New Hampshire One reports Londonderry town manager Kevin Smith. I used to live there. Recently took to Twitter to ask the company Market Basket not to put the price tag stickers over the zipper of the bag meat. He said it's impossible to get it open without destroying the bag, and that this is what real problems look like. Governor Chris Sununu responded saying he's had to rebag cheese every time because of the problem, so he brought the full force of the New Hampshire state government by way of just mentioning it to Market Basket. They answered they'd speak to the deli departments about it. On Tuesday, both Smith and Sununu tweeted that stickers were moved to the bag itself. Sununu said he was celebrating with grilled cheese for dinner. We have a 12-year-old for governor.
That's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind, though, this is the nature of this state. It is so small. And, yeah, it's just so small and sleepy in parts that, like, this is the kind of thing the government will get involved in. We've got this gigantic legislature, and the only time you really hear about, like, state reps here, you never hear about them doing anything remarkable or good. It's because they've done something extraordinarily stupid. It's like the only time you pay attention to the New Hampshire state government on a national level. And here we've got Yahoo reporting on the fact that the governor took time out of his busy day to address
Now
this
I know
problem.
that I'm a gay fish,
Deli
gay fish, yo, motherfucking gay fish, I'm a fish, yo.
The other associations. But yeah, so yeah, good job, Chris and Nuno. Granted, you got in the way of us legalizing weed, but at least we don't have to rebag our fucking pasteurized sharp cheddar cheese anymore. It's 3 cheers and pinkies up for our brave, bold governor.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, it's also gonna really suck if I actually get elected and I have to work with him on something and be like, yeah, no, actually, believe it or not, because I know he watches the show.
Oh yeah, huge
yeah.
fan of the show. Huge fan.
Yeah, the governors' associations, they gather together and they put everything on hold so that they can eat grilled cheese sandwiches and watch this show.
Right.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, see, I fixed it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Well,
Wait. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It's
Now I know that I'm a gay fish, gay fish, yo,
so many gay fish.
motherfucking gay fish, I'm a fish, yo.
Actually, when I was looking, for some reason, most of the odd news I was finding was coming out of New England. There was a guy in
That is
Connecticut.
really
We don't
nice.
have this up, and we don't have this for the show tonight. But apparently, there's a guy I think in Connecticut who broke into a church and stole a bunch of electronics and AV equipment and shit. And he left a note asking the parishioners to pray for him. And that happened in Connecticut, which is it's not really New England, but it's kind of New England. Hi, Anna. So yeah, that was good.
Apparently, every time Gayfish plays, it blasts everybody's damn eardrums. I'm sorry, fixing it.
That's what it's for. Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, but then nobody can hear you.
You know, I gotta say, in my shitty rushed white balancing and dealing with the camera crap, it kind of worked out because you know, like sitting here under like this beautiful blue sky on a beach I could never afford to go to, and it almost looks like I have a tan.
It does. It does.
Oh.
It actually it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad at all.
No,
Okay.
no.
So I didn't hear anything of what this whole article was. You're gonna have to explain it to me again.
Which one? That last one or this next one?
No, the last one. I didn't hear a fucking thing because I was busy. I was fucking with the format.
Really? Because
Yeah.
that was the last article we covered was that. But the thing that happened in Connecticut was a guy broke into a church and stole a whole bunch of electronics and equipment, and then left a note later asking that they pray for him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in Connecticut, and then some weird shit happened in Massachusetts that I just overlooked, and then we've got a fun thing coming out of Vermont. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but this next one comes to us from New York. You've probably heard about this at this point.
This one pisses me the fuck off. Oh my god.
You want to take it?
Yeah. Here, let me just modify it slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Dozens of men duped by a woman on Tinder tricked into massive dating competition in New York's Union Square. Get Some Popcorn Twitter user at Bivdhai tweeted on Sunday. What followed was a Twitter thread chronicling his odd Tinder interaction and the calamity that ensued when he showed up for a date. The story he told is so cinematic some may think it's fictional, but this Tinder tale is real, and there are dozens of other men who can vouch for what happened. I'm about to tell you an epic tale about subterfuge, dating in the 21st century, and the fall of human civilization. This actually happened to me, and it could happen to you too. So a few weeks ago, I was on the Tinder machine shopping my soul around, and I matched with a very attractive young lady. No bio, fairly innocuous. He says the Tinder user, who Gothamist identified as a woman named Natasha Aponte, asked him to text her. He did, and the two started a light conversation, which resulted in Aponte telling Spencer she was interested in seeing him. Sort of. He goes, actually, I have this huge presentation I'm working on for my job. Would you be offended if I get back to you in like a week or two when I've got more free time? You're cute and I want to meet you. I'm just too busy right now. He suspected she was ghosting him, making an excuse to ignore him. Then a new message popped up. It said, get a text that says, hey, I'm finally free. LMAO. My friend is DJing near Union Square around 6 tomorrow. I was wondering if you wanted to go for a bit. I'm like, well, I'll be damned. Genuinely didn't think she would message me. He told Aponte he would meet her at Union Square on Saturday, and like a good date, he showed up at promptly 6 o'clock. He said I found Aponte's Instagram profile beforehand and saw that she describes herself as a singer, actress, and model. She has nearly 3,000 followers. He gave him some pause, but decided to show up anyway. Unbeknownst to him, dozens of other men were also invited to the date. This pisses me.
Well, let this be a lesson. And actually, just as a quick aside, one of the first things I was ever taught by my acting coaches, my agent, and my screen acting mentor, Chris Berry, all of them, before I'd learned a thing about method, said don't date or fuck actresses ever. Ever. He's like, look, think about how neurotic and fucked in the head we are. Yeah. Now add attention-seeking woman to that. Like, So, yeah.
He waited for her near a stage that was set up at the park, like she told him to do. Finally, he spotted his date, but what she did next surprised him. She stepped on the stage and surrounded by what he describes as 100 people and some bodyguards. She gets the mic and is like, thanks for coming out. I bet you're all wondering what this is about. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is this about? He then says, so I know all of you here are on Tinder. He looked around at all the other men surrounding the stage. I've invited you all here for a chance to go on a date with me, and proceeds to give a Hunger Games speech about what it's going to take to date her. Finally, it started to make sense to Spencer. All the dudes there she found on Tinder and texted them the same thing. At that point, he decided to go home, saying he was too old for this twisted game. Other men stayed in the park. They took a photo of the scene before he left, showing her on stage in an all-black outfit and several men gazing up at her, some of them used smirks, others with a look of utter shock. Another person who had corresponded with Aponte sent her a Tinder message to the Gothamist, and like Spencer, she invited him on a date in Union Square. So what basically ends up happening is she starts telling people, and I want to see if they list like what
They
exactly it was.
Yeah, they put a few things up about what it was. In fact, like it was funny because a few of the things I mentioned here, I don't believe I saw, because I actually first came across the story when Philly DeFranco covered it,
Right.
and he listed out a series of those things. And then reading this, apparently, it almost sounds as though this bitch had like some like 20-minute to half-hour screed about how, what disqualifies you from dating
Right.
her.
If you're too short or you're too heavy, if your beard's too long, if the girl who you last dated broke up with you, she won't date you. Um, yeah, just all sorts of shit. Just all sorts of like callous, shady, stupid
Oh.
shit. She put them through like sprinting contests and all sorts of dumb shit. And it honestly, the what fucking drives me crazy about this is, if ever there was an example, like a real example of how shit awful it is to try and go through online dating as a dude,
Hmm.
this exemplifies it so well, so
Yeah.
incredibly fucking well. Because I'm like, this is gonna sound like, oh, poor men, but to be honest, the experience of online dating between men and women is very, very different. Even an unfortunate looking woman is still going to be picking through several options that are coming at you. 9 times out of 10. Unless you have a giant fucking goiter on your neck, you're gonna have dudes being like, yo, what's up?
And even then,
Even
I
then.
mean, I'm just speaking from looking around here at Manchester, and it's like sometimes the goiter is just as a woman attached, and the dude's fine with it. Um, One thing,
But dudes
well,
experience tons of rejection. Fucking
uh,
tons.
yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like dating in general, but it's funny because I'm still working on that act I want to bring to the open mic there. But one of the things I realized is that whereas I can compare online dating to shopping for a used car, as I've done. Women's experiences, it seems to be like you either get like some picture of a dude's dick pic, of course,
Right.
some picture of some meathead's abs, or and you see this on YouTube a bunch too, people who like put pictures of their shitty but washed cars, like
Hmm.
they're all proud of their fucking, and
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
like, yeah,
Or
so
dudes
it's like,
posing with tigers. That's a thing too.
is it?
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's a whole website about like dudes who in dating profiles pose with tigers.
Yeah, I mean, like, online dating itself is garbage. Garbage, dating in general these days is fucking
Pretty trash.
terrible.
Pretty trash.
Yeah, people in general are just so encouraged to be their worst selves in altogether and just like, this is just me. You can like it or not. And yeah, and it's like, you feel kind of bad for these ladies sometimes when you think about it though, because it's not like a series of dick pics. It's basically like walking through a used car lot, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey miss, have you ever swiped right on a 2010 Chevy Silverado? No, not even like maybe a Subaru? No. Oh, uh, and yeah, it's one of these things. Online dating is trash, but I think this woman really brought it to a whole new level. She wanted to show
Mm-hmm.
not only how trash online dating is, but how trash people are, namely her, and then how easily manipulated some dudes are. I imagine most of the guys who were competing in the thing
Mm.
at that point didn't give a fuck about dating her, because even if you show up at a thing like that, the moment you catch wind of what's going on, and if you have any remaining interest in dating this Instagram whatever, um, you're an idiot. But I
Yeah.
have a feeling most of the guys who stuck around were like, "Oh fuck it, I came down to Union Square, the little competition. Fuck it, this sounds fun. Maybe a bunch of us losers will just go get a beer afterwards, laugh about why we ever got on Tinder."
Honestly, like I'd like to use this to start my platform, my political platform. It's a movement that I think really needs to be addressed and needs to be exemplified. And it's, ladies, don't jerk guys around, jerk guys off.
Yeah, I mean it's a funny thing. I mean, you've seen that classic Bro Team Pill video though, where he creates like a fake OkCupid profile using like a female friend of his, and
Mm-mm.
oh my God, that is essential fucking viewing, Jeff. I mean, it's from a few years ago, but I mean that's funny because like the kind of shit he puts in the profile, right? It's just him drunk bro teaming it, putting shit like, like he's answering like they have those questions in OkCupid which help
Mm-hmm.
match you with people, and one of the questions is like, do you believe in abortion? And his answer is, Oh yeah, totally. You could just spray all up in me, and if anything happens, I'll just blast that shit like daily. And all that kind of shit filling the profile didn't stop like these actual creepers coming in. Like, hey, do you have a daddy? Yeah, I've got a daddy. Why? He's a little older, but yeah. Do you like fun? I like fun. Would you like to have fun and let me be your daddy?
I
Like,
can see. I've never seen that. I kind of did something similar though, because when I was doing that feminist challenge last year.
I remember that
Yeah,
vaguely.
one of the challenges is basically catfishing, dude. And I didn't really want to. I didn't want to do that. I just collected like, I just collected initial like
Dick
messages,
pics. You
basically like
res you
asking.
you resumed collecting dick pics, you mean?
and,
Uh,
you know whose picture I used with permission?
who's that?
Isara Vera.
Oh, that's a good one to go with. I mean,
Worked
that's
like a
gonna.
charm, man. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god.
The last time I fucked around with online dating, it was like shortly after, and I actually met that like little tiny 4'11" ginger kinkster that I like dated for 2 months. It's a fucking nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, well, like I met her on OkCupid, and then I was like, I gave it one more try. And I had someone try and catfish me, but I could kind of tell there's something going on. And they're like, "Oh yeah, meet me at this Dunkin' Donuts. Cool." I'm like, "Okay, I know better than to trust this shit, but I've got nothing else to do." So I went on down and I just kind of sat and scoped the place out a bit. Kept getting messages like, "Hey, I'm waiting for you, this and that." And I look in the window and I see there's this like creepy weirdo looking fucking dude sitting in there. Keeps checking his phone. He's not drinking or eating nothing. He just keeps looking around. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And after a
Wow.
while, hang on. Well, I spent about 45 minutes because again I had nothing to do. Like I went up the street and got a beer, and then I just kept messaging back like, "Oh yeah, I just got held up at work. I'll be right down. It's totally cool. This and that." And then I went down and I was like, I went back down. I sat on the trunk of my car off in the corner of the parking lot where I could see just because I wanted. I'm like, oh shit, hey, there you are. And then like, dude's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can see you. It helps with magnification. You got pretty mouth. And just creep the. I mean, it was pretty good because I mean, this this kid was like he starts looking all over. He's up at the windows like looking around, yet I was like kind of like off to the corner and like kind of behind a truck, so it really couldn't see me. And I just watched him like scramble, grab his backpack, and he's like busting out the door, like looking all around, like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Jesus
It's
Christ. But he was trying to
situated.
catfish you with like some
Yeah,
chick's picture.
yeah.
Why? What was he trying to accomplish?
I don't know, man. I mean, why does I mean, like most of that shit, it's like half the shit we see that goes on online in general. It's just like, "There, I did this, like, like pathetic and poorly thought out little prank, bro, just like for the lulz and shit." I was like, I don't know what the fucking goal there was. Um, but yeah, he left in a hurry. He left very perturbed, and I even checked, and yeah, that profile was like shut down. Everything about it was shut down.
Mm.
I'm like, oh. Well, at least I had some fun, and it was an excuse to go get a beer, which, as everybody knows, I always need a genuine excuse.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. 100%. That's so weird, dude. That's so strange. I don't know why anybody would intentionally try and catfish and even take it that far. Like, I
You
don't
know what
get
I
it.
think it was? Well, if I'm not mistaken, when like catfishing first became a thing, and I remember like, cause what was it? MTV had a show where it was catfished. Ha ha! It's an edgy teen millennial prank show, guys. We catfish people online.
Right, right.
All right. And I think like if I recall, the original thing with it was like what you'd do is you'd catfish a person, right? And then you'd basically like when they'd show up at the place that they were supposed to meet this character they invented,
Mm.
they'd like take a video or take a picture, right? And then they'd post that and be like, "Lol, look what I got this sucker to do." Lol, lol, all that shit. And I think that was kind of the goal. So,
I
yeah,
don't understand people. I don't
look,
understand people.
they're terrible. That's
They are.
what else is there to say? I mean, we're on, when we're not on Twitch, which everyone here is great, but when we're on YouTube, I mean, shit. I mean, if YouTube's taught me one thing, people are fucking awful. They can be wonderful, but by and large, pretty fucking terrible.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much a universal constant. I haven't been able to talk all fucking day. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I do know what it is. I'm finally breaking 4 days of sobriety.
Oh, well, shit. That's 4 days more than I got. So I'm glad you've been holding it down for the both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it kind of easy too, because
Oh, you're trying to get in shape, ain't you? You want to be
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna show up at MythCon there with that body from the promo you did a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, the Terry
Yeah.
Crews body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, for real. No, I've been busting my ass. Like, I mean, this is why I don't have the green screen up. Is like, I moved so much shit and reorganized so much stuff in here and threw so much crap away today. I'm just trying to like be more active and burn off calories.
But to be honest though, was it like did you adopt like Memory's workout routines and then just like about like 4 or 5 minutes in be like, how the fuck do you do this on the regular? God,
dude, that describes like every time I've tried to get into a workout routine. Is I'll try and do memes like ass blaster workout, you know, the fucking power squat workout and shit. And
yeah.
I do like I get 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, fuck you. Fuck.
You just gotta get a gym membership and get some buddies to like go with you, and then after a couple months, just give up on it, but continue paying for the membership because that's how they fucking get you. Fuck you, Planet Fitness. I'll be back someday.
See, all my real life friends in this town either work a lot or just sit around their house doing a lot of cocaine, and you know, I just
that's a great weight loss strategy on its own too. Don't discount it.
Not really.
The cocaine?
No, not really. It's not a very effective weight loss workout. Like,
listen, I think Whitney Houston would beg to differ.
No, see, if you can't, it can't be cocaine. You gotta go meth. You want to lose weight, you go meth.
It's like, well, my dad tried quitting smoking, but you know, it's hard giving up an addiction. They say a lot of times it's good to sort of fill that void with something else, and so he discovered this shit, heroin. Loves that shit. Can't get enough of it. Hasn't smoked a cigarette since. See?
I'll never up my twerk game without those squats. That's true. That's very true. I actually that is pretty important. Pretty important. But yeah, we should probably catch up on some shit. Fuck me. So 2 hours ago, man9898 subscribed, which is interesting because that was before the show started. But thank you. We've got some cheers from Banana Lil. How you doing? Noble Yeti tossed some biddies at us. Bard 2 resubscribed 5 months so far. For all the barbs I stick in you, I take special concern you stick with us for a long time, Nick. You are the anti-hero protagonist we don't deserve. Stay cynical, you magnificent bastard.
Oh, thank you, Bar. I'll have more to say about that probably next week on my channel. Also, real quick too, while you're doing this, I'm going to try and think of it, but I'm thinking we should probably give this a real name.
Oh yeah, we do need to give this a real name.
Yeah.
Too.
So let's see what the chat comes up with while you go through the rest of the notifications.
Yeah. I'm also looking at the other articles that we're looking at and see if I can come up with a good idea too. Ben M, great interview, Jeff. Any shady shit since then? And Nick, love the new direction you're taking. Keep up the good work, boys. Thank you very much. No Scientologists have come to start fucking around and messing with me. Not yet, at least.
There would be a bent irony if they did, though. You know, it would just because, like, you know, I watched that stream. I had to catch it afterwards because I was working on something. But when I caught up on that stream, it was like there's a good portion of it dedicated to the kind of tactics and bullshit that they actually get involved in. And like, let's not mince words here. The Church of Scientology are a shady bunch of fucks who employ even shadier people to do shadier shit.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself, Miscavige, and all your cronies. But that being the case, given that a show went over, you know, so much, you know, exploring how awful they are, there's a bent irony to them being like, no, we don't do that, and we can prove it because here's a bunch of photos of Jeff in his underwear in his bedroom. Wait, what? Yeah, it's like, have you like, look, this is video of him doing squats in his backyard so that he can twerk. You know, that's the dance of Xenu, don't you know?
It is the dance of Xenu. That's true. Twerking was invented by Xenu. Sergeant Buck says, I hear Venezuela has wonderful government weight loss program. That's true. Maybe I should go to Venezuela. Although honestly, I'll just get distracted by all the big ass.
That's Brazil.
Dude, it's anywhere in Latin and Southern America.
Now, Venezuela, all the asses have either been like shrunken down by starvation or eaten by the hungry. Those Venezuelans love eating ass.
Does it ever hurt your feet to stomp on my dreams?
Sometimes. That's why I wear Dr. Scholl's insoles.
Banana Leo with some more cheers. Thank you very much. Leslie Maxwell. All right, my loves. The data app dating thing. Who ends up worse off? Be your own reckoning in today's climate.
Who ends up worse off? Is that the question? Who ends up worse off with online dating being what it is?
I'm not really sure, but I'm taking it as that, yeah.
You know, I think it's like Alien versus Predator. Whoever wins, we all lose.
Basically. I don't know, man. I've matched with people on Tinder before, but I don't know. I don't like communicating with people like that. Not really.
No, it's less than ideal. And also too, it's like you got to keep in mind if you're trying to meet somebody and establish some kind of personal connection and you're doing it online, the reason people love being online is because they can project only what they want you to see about themselves, and then hide the rest.
True. See,
Did you just that?
Oh. Bye.
Oh.
That was adorable. Even when I was just going out and wanting to like, hook up with somebody, I couldn't even do it in a bar, Like the whole casual dating thing is just not something that I've ever been like, well, no, okay. I've definitely been able to have very successful casual dating and very successful like just hookups here and there, but never in bar type atmospheres. Parties are perfect.
See, I'm kind of the opposite in that like I've never really had much in the way of trouble doing like getting the sort of casual dating on the online dating world, especially before the advent of Tinder, as it was surprisingly kind to me. Had lots of raucous sex and it was wonderful. But any attempts to find anything beyond that, be it in person, IRL or on the internet, that never works out. It's always these. I get to be some sort of fond memories and interesting diary entries for a lot of women. So that's not too bad. Real quick, Rhino's birthday is in 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna do it on the show here. Happy birthday, Rhino!
Happy birthday, Rhino!
Yeah, but yeah, we don't have a show on Friday yet, so or wait, Saturday. So yeah, we'll make sure to make a big deal of it then too.
Well, we'll pull him in when we take people. But before we pull him in, we're gonna have to pull in. What's her name?
Oh yeah, that's right. Man.
KCStylus. We'll have to grab her, and then we'll grab Rhino in. Since it's his birthday for sure. Dragon of the West, Jeff. If you want to lose weight, use Adderall, the meth of the doctor. I don't know where to get Adderall, so I mean.
Don't you live near a college campus?
Yeah, but I don't know anybody.
You don't need to.
Okay. Just fucking.
Anyway. Look for the first just look for the first freaked out student you see running around half naked and be like, "Hey, bro, we should party." Nothing could go wrong. Nothing could go wrong.
All right, we've got next up. Ethan Sunborn, 14-year-old boy uses legal quirk to run for Vermont governor.
What's your excuse, Sticks? Huh?
Just saying.
No, I know why you wouldn't want to do that, but yeah, one of the 4 Vermont Democrats seeking the party nomination for the run for governor this fall isn't old enough to vote yet, let alone drive. Ethan Sonneborn, 14 of Bristol, met the requirements to be on the primary ballot and is taking his place state's more age-appropriate candidates. Fucking stop you shaming. Yes, you should be ashamed. Yes, on the primary ballot, to say nothing of numerous candidates, forms and debates. I think Vermonters.
He's got like 2 gay fish right in the middle of what you're saying. Wait, so is Bristol actually in Vermont, or is this a kid who's running from like?
No, it's in Vermont. Bristol's a town in Vermont, and yeah, and he's a Vermont kid. This is I think Vermonters should take me seriously because I have practical progressive ideas, and I happen to be 14, not the other way around. I Damn! I like this kid already. Shit. Sonneborn said in a recent televised gubernatorial forum, I think that my message and my platform transcend age. The Vermont Constitution doesn't have an age requirement for people seeking the state's highest office beyond having lived in the state for 4 years before the election. Sonneborn qualifies. That apparent oversight by the state's founders more than 225 years ago was enough to encourage the politically precocious teen to collect the signatures needed to place him on the primary ballot. Move to New Hampshire, dude. All you gotta do is pay $2 and file some shit at City Hall. um, he said he's always been fascinated with the concept of building coalitions. Robert F. Kennedy was the politician who most embodies that for him. It's on us to build our own future, Sonneborn told the Washington Post last week. You got to get involved. You got to vote. You got to knock on doors. It's how we make the changes that we want to see in the state, in this country, in this world. When we get involved, we make democracy stronger. It's a boilerplate, but for a 14-year-old, that's kind of impressive. Sonneborn said his decisions to run grew out of his frustration with the state and national politics. The teen learned he could and then decided to do so as a gut reaction to the clashes in Charlottesville, Virginia 1 year ago. What?
Wait.
So he's going to run to try and be the governor of Vermont because of the shit that happened in Charlottesville a year ago.
Okay, is it just me, or has a lot of people kind of taken everything that happened at Charlottesville kind of the same way a lot of people took like 9/11? They're like, well, I was feeling this, but then Charlottesville happened, and now I feel this. Like, that seems to be like a common thing that just keeps happening quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it's the new rallying point, rallying cry. You know, it's but we can't really be surprised because yeah, that is sort of a big go-to right now because in a sense that was, I think actually, yeah, that was actually the first genuine death as a result of this dog shit political clashes between imbeciles who are too stupid to realize that they don't know everything as thoroughly as they think they do. Yeah, and I mean, so that's a rallying cry, but let's be honest. I mean, everything becomes a fucking rallying cry with people these days. I'll give this dude a pass because he's 14.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, be it like the screeching progressive Young Turks fans, the ultra lefty types, or the Lauren Southern clones, which seem to be falling out of the fucking ceiling tiles these days.
At least Lauren
thing.
Southern clones are starting to like pose in bikinis to own the libs. That's okay by me.
That's true. You know what? I can't wait to see a conservative scissor fight. To own the libs. It's like they don't speak for all LGBT, and I'm so tolerant, even though I'm a good straight Christian girl, I'm totally gonna smash clitties with this lady. It's gonna be a good time.
Hey everybody, Lauren Southern here. We're trying a new tactic to attract moderate people over to our point of view. So me and Brittany Pettibone, me and Brittany Pettibone, we're gonna get together live on camera and have a clam jam to trigger those libs and get you to think conservative.
Hey guys, here at Fox News, we don't think that Russia is our enemy, and so to prove it, we're going to have Tomi Lahren strip while she reads the news. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, she's got kind of a funny-looking face. She looks kind of like a fetal alcohol Jocelyn Glenn. You know? It's still kind of a compliment, right?
Now I know that I'm a gay fish, yo. Motherfucking gay fish. I'm a fish, yo.
God.
The more you think about it, the more you can see what I'm saying, right? Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
She's got good bone structure. That's something.
See, the difference is that Tomi Lahren has like a round face with a very tall forehead, whereas Jacqueline just has that like long, elongated face. Like I don't know. I dig the Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline's got an elegance to her. I mean, there's like, she's not just like some like, cosplayer chick, like, hey guys, donate to my Patreon and you can see, Luigi's butthole as I'm cosplaying for Nintendo. But, no, I mean, Jacqueline's a good true beauty. Tomi's pretty. One thing I will say though too is studies have been finding that like high brows, high foreheads, not just talking receding hairlines, but high brows are supposedly, I believe, a sign of strong libidos, which is good because I like the idea of a horny Tommy Loren. And I'm glad that maybe tomorrow in like maybe Daily Wire or PragerU or something we'll have this whole thing about how this like libtarded podcast is sexually objectifying the beauties of Fox News. It's gonna be a good time. Hey, we didn't lose any viewers for that. That's good.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
But
this kid, it's just to wrap up this story though, because we did get kind of sidetracked, and even though this is clearly one of these like new, young, naive, uber lefty progressive types, it's a fucking 14-year-old kid who found a legal loophole that allowed him to get on the ballot to run for governor. I respect that kind of hustle.
Me too.
Let's see. Ethan's been on stage with Vermont's other Democratic candidates. Might be a stretch, though, to call the other candidates traditional politicians. We got a former utility executive, Christine Halquist. Wow, a former executive entering politics. Fuck, that's bucking the trend. Let's see. She said her experience makes her ideal. Blah blah blah. He's the James Ehlers, an environmentalist. Brenda Siegel, a dance festival organizer. Please, fucking Vermont, if you don't elect a 14-year-old. Please elect the dance festival organizer. Has to happen. It's so fucking Vermont.
She has to communicate all of her new laws through interpretive dance right there in the hall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's great too, though, because let me see, like I think it should be at least and like Republican Governor Phil Scott, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think Phil Scott's actually pretty well liked there. Now the thing of it, you got to remember, like a Vermont Republican is like the equivalent of a Midwest Democrat, right? There's not a lot of room for genuine conservatism in Vermont. I'm sure Styx will attest to this. But yeah, he said I think you should at least be able to get your driver's license at the time you become governor. Age shaming. Sanborn saying things he'll do better in the primary than people are expecting, and he measures his campaign success another way too. I think if I can get one person who wasn't involved in the political process before involved now, then my campaign will have been a success, he said. That's a really, really expensive one-person get-out-the-vote initiative. I'm looking forward to Lockheed Martin financing this kid's campaign, though. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm into it, man. I'm into it. I haven't changed the title of the episode. I don't know if we'll keep it, but to what's his name? David's
Ethan Sonneborn for Vermont governor. Is that a Markiplier joke? Or is that space a typo?
I don't know. Anyway, I just said I put David Sorboner for Vermont governor.
David Sorboner?
Whatever.
Yeah, no, dance festivals for governor is fine too. We'll figure it out.
Ooh, dance festival. Dance competition for Vermont governor?
Dance the vote away.
Step up to Vermont legislator.
You see, the idea here is also that we're hoping that this title, like, someone's bored on Twitch, like, what's going on in talk shows? Oh, what's that mean? I don't know if step up to... Yeah, we got to figure... David Strongboner is a better name for it. Yeah, let's just... we could stick with David Strongboner.
That's pretty good, yeah. Actually, yeah, David Strongboner.
Yeah, David Strongboner. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. So...
I'm the one with the sore boner.
That's... listen, I mean, I don't... need to know the specifics of your workout regimen or how you're preparing for Mythicist Milwaukee.
One word: cock push-ups.
Like, well, it's happening in Milwaukee, so I just need to make sure that my bum is in good shape. That way, Mike Stolaska can just mistake me for a pretty girl. There you go.
You come too fast to clench my butt cheeks and rip your dick off.
There we go. Yeah, we're talking some real Rich Evans porn now. So do you want? I think you might like to go over this last one. It's a good short one too, but it's a fun one, and it shows that communists can in fact capitalism pretty well when they're really put to the when their feet are put to the fire.
Yeah, but I have things.
Oh, you have things. Oh, okay.
Anime Moon, I would still love to have one of those booby mouse pads, but instead of boobies, it's Jeff twerking. The suggestion is in the merch suggestion. Oh, and you are welcome for what I've been dropping in the Not Safe for Work, guys. I know, I went and I looked, and I saw that you've been dropping Bridget the Midget porn. I appreciate that, personally.
What? I'm so glad I don't spend more time on Discord.
Chichirka resubscribed 7 months so far. Hey guys, it's my wedding anniversary tomorrow. Also, I got my YouTube Saints shirt today. Dude, both reasons for celebration. Pickies up to you. Pickies up. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Jesus goddamn Christ. It's like, honey, I got my Saints shirt. Okay, but do you remember what tomorrow is? The first day I wear my Saints shirt in public.
Oh,
man.
man.
It's a good thing you have good, bone structure. Otherwise, yeah.
Let's see. So somebody's asking me a question about Streamlabs and chats and stuff. So if any of my OBS tutorials have not like made any stuff clear, and you guys have any ideas of videos that I could make, maybe I should make a video on how to interface and work with Streamlabs. I'd be totally down for making that video for people.
That'd be good too. I'll offer this. I'll offer this advice right now, though. If you want to like fuck with Streamlabs and OBS, Streamlabs OBS it's a separate sort of OBS app you can get.
I hate it.
It's got a lot of potential, but it's not remotely there yet. I mean, shit. I was doing fine with it for about like a month when I was doing Far Cry streams, right?
Yeah.
Then I plugged my XLR mic into it. And for some fucking reason, it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can only pick up the left channel.
It's buggy, dude. It's buggy as fuck. So buggy.
Yeah.
I do not like it. I do not enjoy it at all.
Yeah. And everything you can do in there, you can do on regular Streamlabs. There's just a few extra steps.
Tickle Chunk resubscribed. Tier 3, 10 months. Kind of like Ann Coulter. She's got a thing for liberals that smell like patchouli. Ooh. Does she? I'm not really into skeletons.
Well, it's Ann Coulter. A lot of people say, she's a man and that she's masculine. I think she looks like a nightmare horse. She looks like a creature that the Nazgul would chase Frodo on. Just my take. We could say Death Eaters if we want to like reach the youth. But no.
I do not. I'm not opening Photoshop right now. God damn it.
Not yet. That idea sticks around long enough. You will be.
So also gifted sub to Duke. Yeah. Some more cheers from Banana Leel. I think you're trying to get my attention there, girl. Then we got Larry Kubiak coming in with $50. Sup, Saints, gay fish here. Been a while since I caught you lovely fuckers. Hope you're well and all that good shit. While I wait for my Saints shirt, here's some booze monies to keep it flowing. Much love, your local Belgian Larry. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. And this, just because I love it, Y2KNW says, dude, the Witch King of Angmar hasn't had a piece of tail in 3,000 years, and even he wouldn't ride that.
Ooh.
There was more shade to that comment than there is below Coulter's jawline.
Ugh. Jesus Christ. Everybody's getting savage today.
It's a Thursday thing, Also, I think we're gonna see this increase and ramp up a little bit because I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to feel the fall coming on, and I'm like, what happened to the summer? Oh, right. I sweat my balls off and watched movie reviews on YouTube. But, yeah, so people are like, oh, my summer's gone. Fuck this media individual. And I'm fine with it. Nah, we need more Dave Rubin memes. That's all I'm saying.
You need more Dave Rubin memes. Well, I've got you covered, man. I got you covered.
I'm sure you do.
I made a meme the other night, and I'm actually really proud of it. It's kind of meta. You kind of have to, like... remember his interview on Joe Rogan. Where did I put it? There it
Oh
is.
yeah.
I'm
I
very
gotta say,
proud. Very proud of this. Here.
I will say, while you're bringing that up too, one thing
Oh, shit.
in that interview, in that interview you had with Roy Miscavige there,
Hmm?
to hear that like Rogan shut him down, really fucking disappointing.
Yeah, well, I have some thoughts on that actually. I'll share them in just a second. I just need to fix
Okay.
this so you can actually even see what this fucking thing. Yep.
No, the Amazon Postal Service.
Yeah. See, I was very proud of this. Like, I put some fucking work into this one. Like, I even changed the color of the dude's vest and like everything,
That's
man.
that's pretty well done.
I
I mean,
know. I would thought
if
of
I
it.
did, I wouldn't think that that was. Well, I mean, I could tell it's a Photoshop of Ruben there, but I wouldn't think that it's a Photoshop of an actual postman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It looks like the real deal.
I'm rather proud of it.
It should be. It's well done. It's very nice, and I think it's the exact right orange too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I sampled it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, isn't editing fun?
It is.
Although I
Anyway,
do.
so
Hang on, with that, I do. I want to throw this out there though. I won't be taking it down, and I'm not like this isn't a voice of genuine regret, but I do lament slightly the
mm,
timing of that Corn Jonathan Davis video we did. As soon as I heard that, on the one hand, I felt a little bad, and then at the same time, I swear to fuck, I heard the Curb Your Enthusiasm music playing in my head, like, what the fuck? So for those who don't know, Jeff and I, like, I wrote and I wrote and edited and cut and created that Jonathan Davis being interviewed by Alex Jones, played by Jeff here, and one of the first comments that came in was highlighting the fact that Davis's wife apparently died recently.
yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is worse than that
Well,
time I read that that poem by Ginsberg without knowing he was a pedophile, and I'm like, wow.
well,
Bum
so
bum bum ba-da-da-dum ba-da-da-dum
you
ba-dum-ba-ba,
wrote the script, and I recorded my parts like way before he died or his wife died, and then she died, and like a day and a half later is when it came out, and you were busy, so I mean that is really hilarious timing.
It's
It's
terrible,
really funny.
terrible timing. And for the record too, just to answer Larry there, because he says he likes corn. I will from time to time actually like drag up like some random old corn song on YouTube, just because if nothing else, like I have memories attached to those songs. I remember doing cool things in better times as it was, and I'm like, hey, this song, yeah.
First two
You-
albums, I still like the first two albums actually.
Yeah,
I like them.
first two albums, and then like subsequent albums. I think the two after that, they each had like a couple tracks which are okay. But it's fucking corn, man. And so apologies to the Davis family. I know they're big fans of the show, but
Oh, huge
genuine.
fans.
Yeah, I do genuinely kind of feel bad about that. But I thought it was a good video, and honestly, the worst part is I should have made it shorter. But all the same, apologies, and I hope you enjoyed it. Jonathan Davis, I mean, I hope the real Jonathan Davis enjoyed it because I know he watches my channel. No
Yep.
sacred cows, F 'em. In what fucking universe could anyone related to the Family Values tour be a sacred cow except maybe Fred Durst now? You know, as he keeps putting back that Popeyes, working in that fucking working in that street sweeper he's in.
I'm overheating in here.
Gundam did a Linkin Park tribute. No shit. That's pretty cool. I mean, like that's a weird thing. I never saw that coming, but the fact that like Linkin Park and anime are so closely linked now, there's got to be some science to that. But speaking of science, we got
What's
one
up?
more thing. Oh, I was saying, speaking of science, we got one more. One. This isn't a odd news. This isn't a funny news. This is actually just something that's fucking cool.
Which one is this?
Um, the last one from Science Daily.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
well we skipped the Chinese one, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, that one's good too. If you want to just, you can summarize it.
I didn't even read it.
Oh, well, I'll go through it quick. So, under pressure to pay back a multi-million yen bank loan, a Chinese liquor maker
Wow.
reportedly cleared their debt with truckloads of cold, hard baijiu. It took 2 hours to transport more than 900 tons of the clear grain alcohol from the unnamed distillery to a bank in Quanglai, southwest China's Sichuan province. Reporters said pumps started working at midnight Wednesday to fill 3 waiting trucks with baijiu straight from the distillery's outdoor tanks. Now, this all happened because they are in debt for about 1.5 million. That's 10 million yen. The baijiu makers reportedly taken out an 8 million yen loan from the bank in 2015, defaulted numerous times. The bank filed a debt collection lawsuit against the distiller in 2016. 2 years and 2 million yen of added interest later, a local court ordered the auctioning of their distilling vats. Nobody bought them, so they sent 900 tons of grain alcohol to the bank to repay their loan.
That's pretty good, actually. I like that.
I'll say that, we could talk all shit we want about China and communism and stuff, but when they decide to capitalism, they do it in style. What good on you, China. I wish I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna contact like my student loan network, the debt collectors there. I'll be like, listen, I don't have any money, but how do you feel about Jenkins dry gin?
I don't have any money, but how about all these saved up cum tribute jars I have?
Yeah, it's like, listen, I make beautiful children. You could auction these off to like lonely, soon-to-be spinsters and cat ladies, and renew the promise that they might have a fulfilling relationship with the child until they learn to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. So look, this is how we don't need to abolish capitalism. We just need to reform it so that we can sometimes pay for things in grain alcohol or maybe bottle caps.
Jars full of cum.
I want to actually travel over to Vermont and meet with the 14-year-old who's running for governor there just to discuss some of these proposals.
I mean, all of mine are cataloged too. They're like labeled for who it was for and everything. I've got some vintage too, some Eartha Kitt before she died.
I'm trying to piece it together. You're still talking about cum samples, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, what's the point of making a cum tribute if you're not gonna save it?
That's true. Yeah, it's like, I remember that time I had mistakenly heard that Stacy Keach died, and I beat one out into a Dunkin' Donuts cup and put that in the freezer. And then I found out he was still alive.
I felt so betrayed.
Yeah,
So betrayed.
It was a memorable day. I remember it every time I go into the freezer for ice cubes. It's like, it's that Dunkin' Donuts cup. Well, it's that one. It's all the other ones, but I put a date on that one to remember it by.
Yep. You gotta have a system. You have to have a filing system for it.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's China. That's China paying bankers with booze. Good on you, China. I appreciate that. Now this next one is a bit long, but we're just gonna summarize it if you want to take a look at it because you can see what it is. Lots of technical shit. It's Science Daily.
Oh, yeah.
You're the pseudoscience.
Light from ancient quasars helps confirm quantum entanglement. Results are among the strongest evidence yet for spooky action at a distance. The summary here, this comes from MIT. New research boosts the case for quantum entanglement. Scientists have used distant quasars, one of which emitted its light 7.8 billion years ago and the other 12.2 billion years ago, to determine the measurements to be made on pairs of entangled photons. They found correlations among more than 30,000 pairs of photons, far exceeding the limit for a classically based mechanism. So,
for those who are, the long and short of this, right? And maybe it's just because I was raised by a man who was damn near almost a nuclear physicist. But I find this interesting. One of the first times my dad ever made an attempt to really get me interested in physics, which I'm interested in, I just can't math for it. But the quantum entanglement theory is one which basically says that subatomic particles can actually maintain a sort of connection of sorts over extreme distances. Even sometimes when they're thinking, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the really, like, on the quantum level, there's thought, because time ceases to exist as we understand it, that they can even transcend time in that sense. It's the kind of thing I think they first began stabbing at this theory when I believe, because if you split, I'm gonna fuck this up probably, but if you split an electron, you get two electrons. I believe that's the particle. If you split a particle in half, you end up getting two of the particles. Now, if you shoot them down different particle accelerators at perhaps different speeds or under different conditions, they will arrive with the same effective data at the end, regardless of what you do. And quantum entanglement theory effectively says that these subatomic particles can maintain connections to each other over great distances and sometimes even time. And the fact that we've now been able to observe something which lends genuine proof to this notion. I mean, the implications of this kind of discovery, if we were to discover that, like, the quantum entanglement theory, even in, like, let's take 50% of its wildest iterations, could genuinely suggest that our very most basic concept of time itself is fundamentally flawed by way of it being skewed solely by our very limited perspective. What this means in terms of understanding the universe, I know we got a whole bunch of Russia collusion, Mueller probe and shit going on, but fuck me, if we just discovered that our understanding of time is way off, and that it's really just us who are fucked up in a universe that is way crazier than we can even imagine, that's kind of a big deal to me. Maybe I'm just a nerd again, but I think that's pretty fucking amazing.
Okay, so how they did this, and if you split an electron, you don't get two electrons. I'm not. I'm pretty confident of that because
I know that was wrong. I just know that.
I'm trying to remember what does happen though, because I can't remember. Anyway, but what, like, the way in which they did this though, and the reason why this is a good case for it is basically they took two entangled particles and they subjected one to the light of one of the quasars and one to the light of the other quasar, to see if that light itself, the effects of that light, would actually have the subsequent same changes as the other. That's like the basic, like, stupidest layman makes no fucking sense way to explain it. I'd have to read the thing even further and then probably like take an afternoon like learning the terms and shit to even grasp it.
Yeah, just go and read like The Elegant Universe, which is and yeah, but by the way, for the record, I'm like, this is what happens when you study politics and writing, and just sort of you're raised with your dad droning on about particle physics, and you're like, that's great, and then he tells you this shit about like basic theory of quantum entanglement as it existed in like the early 90s, or the precursor, as it may have been. So yeah, I'm not claiming to be an expert.
I really wanted to make some joke when you were talking about splitting an electron and getting two electrons about, no, Nick, I understand your cultural heritage, but you cannot in fact split a penny and get two.
Nope. Somebody beat you to it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. In the chat, someone said, of course, a Jew saying, yeah, as a Rhino, yeah, the reason a Jew knows how to split an electron, free electrons.
Oh, fuck you, Rhino! God damn it! Jesus,
he beat you to the punch. It was an honest race, and yeah. But no, it's no, there is the I mean, there is increasing amounts of evidence to suggest that on subatomic levels, like, the relationships between particles are such that, I mean, because when you get into, like, theories such as quarks, or there's even theories that they're just random particles which blip into and out of existence for no perceivable reason. But
tachyons.
Again, it's tachyons. That's it. But when you get down to the level in which you're dealing with particles, none of the laws of Newtonian physics really apply anymore, and we are just barely starting to scratch the surface. So the fact that they were able to actually get some further verification in regards to quantum entanglement theory, which by the time we understand it, we'll probably have a new name and like idea for it altogether, is exciting. It's fucking. This is the kind of shit people need to be interested in, even if like they're like me, they're a fucking layman who's just trying desperately to wrap his simple monkey brain around it. This is the kind of shit more people ought to be spending time on. My humble opinion. I'm done preaching.
Tachyon is a really good song by Death Grips.
It was also how Dr. Manhattan was fooled.
It's my favorite song by Death Grips, actually. It is. It's really good.
Well,
Really good.
I'm glad we got something out of this last ditch article.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick to funny dog stories. Honestly at the end of like my hunt, which was pretty quick. It was like either this or that dog cake that's freaking people out. So
It's actually the song that I put out when I like have somebody in my car that's never ridden with me before. I listen to really loud, aggressive music a lot when I'm driving, and somebody will get in the car and I'll be like, "Do you like electronic music?" And they're like, "I love Skrillex." I'm like, "Cool." I put on fucking Tachyon by Death Grips and crank it.
Tickle trunk. I can't wait till we understand enough of the universe to finally make an ironing board that doesn't sound like a witch being boiled in oil. I, tip of the hat to you on that one. I didn't have any jokes prepared for this shit. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yep.
But let's get to the real fun. We got one delayed guest to come in, and then we got a whole bunch of people in the waiting room.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh wow, we got a lot of people in the waiting room. Cool. All right, so let's see if we can get KCStylus in here. We'll give you a sec to get oriented because we are gonna pull you in just a second. Check on a couple of things real quick. I actually wanted to see how we're doing. Oh shit, 62 people right now.
Hey,
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
not terrible.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Where are we in the rankings of talk shows? Do we know?
9 in talk shows. However, a bunch of them are not Americanese. A bunch of them. It looks like we are 3rd in English talk shows.
This is consistency.
3rd or 4th. Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to. I'll dig through the Twitter histories of whoever's 1 and 2 and just destroy them, because that's what you do now in media.
I really want to listen to Death Grips right now. God damn. It fucking genuinely upsets me. I'm like, I could. All right, let's get Casey started.
I could be sitting in my garage listening to Death Grips instead. I gotta do this fucking show.
I am. Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Yay! Let me turn it down just a tiny little bit. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Awesome.
Now I know that I'm
glad that we.
Oh my gosh.
We got it figured out. We got it figured out. We did it.
Got it figured out. It's all good.
Was it? It was Sir is watching helped with the audio issue, yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Sir is a friend of mine.
Pinky's up to Sir. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate you. How you doing? How's your week been?
It's been okay. A bit quiet. You know, lots of staying at home usually.
Well, you're talking to YouTubers, so we don't know anything about staying home all the time.
So nice.
I'm an artist, so I usually my office is at home. So.
What kind of art do you?
I do a lot of things. I illustrate books. I make comics, do caricatures, manga-tize people.
That's pretty cool. So you know also then the plight of artistic isolation, where it's like, oh, among all of my normal friends, they work their jobs, they go out with their friends and their family, and I need you to leave me alone so I can get this done.
Yeah, there's a slight bit of temperament there.
It's like, unless you've ever done it yourself or been in a situation where you have that sort of it's one of the unspoken trade-offs, I think, of being like a creative professional. Yeah, it's like, for one thing, there are very few people who can understand and sympathize with the job stresses you have, because they're like, oh, you get to work from home, you can wear your fucking pajamas all day, that's not a real job.
Yeah, I kind of want to slap those people or shoot them in some precious area.
You are most certainly an artist, ma'am. Yes.
I have similar things too. Is like, on the very rare occasion that somebody comes over to my house, if it's the wrong kind of person, then very commonly they'll be like, yeah, so I'm just coming over to hang out. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm working on something at the moment, which is code for go hang out with Memory.
Yeah.
Now, but there's some friends of mine who just they don't really understand that, because they're like, most of them are guys who work in like hard labor, and so they're not used to, like, when you're at the house ever actually having to work. Instead, they're always out and about or at like a factory or something. So
Yeah.
Why don't we
Part of
just sit
me
around and drink a
envies
beer?
that a little.
Hmm?
Part of me envies that just a slight bit.
The stability, like the sort of
Being able to
notion of
leave.
being able to leave, like when your job when your work day is done, and it's like you don't have to like leave the plant or the construction site or the kitchen or whatever it is, and just be like, it's just haunted by how like, oh fuck, I should have done this differently. Wait a second, hang on, no, wait, no, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm not doing it now. I'm gonna do it
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like I'm on the computer way too often, and so I'm like, oh, I can see it in every peripheral vision I have, unless I go to the completely other side of the house. That I don't. There's nothing to do over there, so I always migrate back.
Yep.
I'm helpless.
No,
I had-
that's why I like redesign the whole garage space is being redesigned is so I can maximize my productivity from like my editing and even my shooting and everything like that. Like I've very slowly migrated and sequestered everything that I do into the garage, so I'm like not around anybody at all.
That
Totally isolated.
I like
I
Tickle
Yeah.
Trunk just offered this. Not having to deal with 1,000 revisions with a client who refuses to pay till the work is done, and you can't turn it down because you have to keep the clients happy lest you starve to death.
yes. and if you're ever getting something a customer for a big project, get a contract with them. I learned that the hard way. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, what kind of artwork do you do?
I mostly my style is more like an anime style, but I've
Oh,
been kind of just taking little bits and pieces from everybody and then just making my own stuff.
sweet.
So usually what I do recently is people will come to me and ask me to draw their characters, and I'll do that. I get a little fee. This one woman came to me to illustrate a children's book, and that unfortunately didn't really go well. But I learned a lot of experience. You know,
Sure.
You always get a written contract.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbal,
Yeah, there
verbal or like texted agreements aren't worth shit. Like you got to draft a
shit.
contract.
Well, I mean, that's how like Lewd Gamer happened. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that website, but it's a lewd adult game review site. Started in the heyday of the Gamergate there. And it was primarily created by a friend of mine and myself. And this dude was on this like he'd really mastered more or less how to construct a website. So he's just creating websites for all these people, and he's like, "Oh, we'll do business with a handshake." No,
Yeah. No.
no. Yeah, we lost all control of that because he gave what was effectively legal control over to somebody who effectively did nothing to create the site, but he still was happy to like run with it. And then for a while, he just wasn't like, I guess he wasn't paying writers either. And yeah, you cannot do business without a legally binding agreement.
Exactly.
And artists, unfortunately, are taken advantage of, I'd say, probably more than the average professional of any given type.
We are. We are. I see it and I see it happen to me and I'm like, why didn't I say no to this? Or why didn't I charge more?
Do you ever run into a friend of mine, Trash Can CC? She used to run into this problem quite a bit. Do you ever have people who are like they want you to make lewds, and it's not just that they want you to make lewds, but then when they describe the lewds, it's a really uncomfortable situation.
Well, I have done lewds, but it's always been what I'm okay with.
Right.
So we kind of meet a mutual understanding. But I have it written in my description on my DA gallery that I have the right to say no.
Right.
And so if it's ever something that's really uncomfortable, I probably wouldn't do it if it's anything that kind of disagrees with my morals. But most of the time, I'm pretty cool. Just nothing gross.
I can't wait till I hear about you and your art becoming like this big news story because people start comparing you to the Colorado baker. It's like, well, she wouldn't do this mural of Bowser smashing
No!
smashing Sonic's tight blue little bumhole. And this is a violation of my. I can't wait till the Supreme Court weighs in on this one.
Me
Oh
too.
my god. Why did you have to put that mental image in my head?
Oh. That was a pretty tame one too.
Just
Yeah.
think, just
I
think.
also have a Fur Affinity account, so I've seen a lot of things.
Your unwillingness to draw Bugs Bunny shitting on Daffy Duck's chest is nothing but a hate crime.
It's a total hate crime. Just, call me a hatist or whatever the term is.
Hatist. You know what? New tattoo idea.
Yeah, saddest thing is too is that when you decline Bugs Bunny dropping a 3-coil deuce onto Daffy Duck's chest.
3-coil.
Yeah. Well,
That's an emoji right there.
Yeah, well, the worst part about it is though too is everyone will think you're just being a bigot when in truth you're like, all right, well, let's see what's out there. Oh fuck, it's all
Fucker.
Listen, I'm not gonna produce shit that everybody else has been doing forever. I'm better than that. You are a bigot, ma'am. Like, oh fuck.
Ah,
So
just gotta deal with the cards you're dealt, I guess.
get your very own painting of Jeff spooning a trapped up Porky Pig with Dankula while Nick serenades them with his own version of Taming the Shrew. It sounds like a commission piece. Are you busy next week?
Well, I have some stuff on my plate, but yeah, so you can go to my DeviantArt account. They can message me. My email's on there, so they can always email me up. Always looking for work.
Just rereading that comment though from Tickle Trunk there makes me think, yeah, these new Crunchyroll originals, they're gonna be pretty lit. I'm looking forward to them.
Crunchyroll is an interesting site. You pay for the premium and you get the commercials. You don't pay for it, and you do the free. No, you don't even do a free trial. You just don't pay for anything, and you don't get any commercials.
Yeah, or you just go to watchcartoononline.io or whatever it is now and watch them for free there, because you suck. No, I mean, have you seen that? That big new hubbub though about? I mean, we got it when they came out with the She-Ra, not the She-Ra, the Thundercats reboot and the whole CalArts thing.
I have seen the reboot. Not a big fan.
What's your opinion as like an illustrator of the this new CalArts phenomenon, which is taking masterfully made cartoons from the 80s, masterfully done, like Thundercats, where you have still frames for 35 seconds with one moving mouth thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Well, my opinion is that that style I know it best from the show Steven Universe. That was its debut style art form. I'm okay with that being that's what it started out as. Leave it alone. But if you're taking something that's beautifully made, like the Thundercats, is like don't do that. Don't mess with it. Go just find some talent, please, and just go back to what you had before.
It works. I mean, it's another like The Amazing World of Gumball is another. It's another series that uses that very standard bubble face, cheaply done, effectively animation. But the show's fucking great. It's a great show, and it's like it works for that. Real quick, just because I need to get this before it skips mine. R. Wino, say what you want about Ann Coulter, Nick. I personally think she could take Belmont this year. Preakness, probably not.
No comment.
It's a horse racing joke, Jeff.
I know.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Okay, Nick, I heard that you had a gun that I really needed to see.
Really?
It's Kilroy all over again.
Wait, hang on. Wait. Jeff's comment there just really threw me off in a different direction. I need very clear instructions as to what it is we're talking about now.
Something made of metal.
Okay,
that
doesn't help.
That you bought because you saw an awesome classic anime show I also like.
I could snap. Oh wait, can I? I mean, I can. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I want to see Spike's gun.
You want to see it now, or it would be okay if I just? Okay, fine. Jeff, entertain. I will be back. I'm gonna go. Oh my God, violate terms of service.
I think we can have. I'm pretty sure we can have guns on Twitch. I don't think there's any rule against that.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
mean, as long as we're not shooting anybody, it should be fine.
Oh wait, we're not shooting anybody. All right, never mind. All right.
Do you have anyone in the vicinity to shoot?
I'm sure I could find somebody. There we go. All right.
New Hampshire,
Jeff,
it's
I
pretty
had-
much one giant ghetto. What's up?
I just want to say, Jeff, that I admire what you do with the whole pseudoscience thing,
Oh.
especially when I saw you on Dr. Phil. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Well, I had to ask, what was going through your mind when you were sitting across from that she demon?
Well, the very first thing that was going through my head, the moment I sat down was, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, this is actually happening. Oh my god, what the fuck? And then like that lasted about like 10-15 seconds, and then the first couple of words, I like as soon as she said anything, immediately everything snapped, and I was like, I'm a fucking wreck this bitch. I'm going to wreck her. I'm going to fucking attack. I am attacking. I'm ready now. I felt the exact same way I feel when I do my videos, and it was really strange for me because I've done a lot of debunking videos. I've gone up against a lot of people. I've had some crazy shit happen, crazy controversies, but I had never like faced somebody in real life before, and I loved it. It was great. It was awesome. So fun.
It was. There are no words.
Oh, there's his gun.
Bravo.
Well,
And
thank
yes,
you very much.
let me see the gun.
I appreciate that. It was a really interesting experience for sure, and I will be very happy to do it again.
No, unless provided she doesn't end up going to what, jail?
Well, no, I mean I need to find something else to go on TV for.
Oh. Well, in this day and age of fame and all, don't take it too far.
No.
Maybe you know what? Maybe after the Logan Paul KSI fight, you can like challenge Miles' power to a game of Hungry Hippos.
There is a risk.
I know it's dangerous. The insurance will be through the roof.
That's a great fucking idea. Holy shit. No. We'll set it up for like 4 months in advance, like this is the date that it's gonna happen. It's going down, a contest of champions. We can even like crowdfund it, like and limited, so it's only like $1 or something that people can kick in. I don't want anybody like paying out the nose for something so stupid. But like me and Miles meet in fucking New York and then live stream a Hungry Hippos competition between me and him. That would be fucking choice. I like this. And we can do promo videos where we're talking shit on each other.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, you can even just actually green screen green screen yourselves into one of those press conferences. Just
God.
the stare down. You can just have that whole thing. You can call him a bitch and be like, you can't punch me because it's not what we're doing because we're adults.
They said I'll never win because he's Asian. He's not Asian. He's a ginger. He's a ginger Brit.
Hurts.
Oh yeah. Somebody asked which guns I have. A lot of guns. They're all locked up. I can't go get them.
Yeah, I just got the one, but I keep it locked up in I live in a small apartment, so it's like it's like, oh, it's too far away. It's all the way over there. And to quote Homer Simpson, nothing that takes 12 steps is ever worth doing.
Yeah.
Well timed, Jeff. Well played.
That's right. I'm wearing like a redneck tank top and shit. So whatever. I'm in my garage.
Got your wife beater on.
2 American flags in my fucking studio. Like,
be sure to salute them every night.
I pump off a few fistfuls of knuckle children every night right underneath them. So that work?
Sure, we'll go with that.
I'm sacrificing millions of unborn children underneath the flag.
Now, if it happens,
I'm a patriot.
That you want to see this for the purposes of like recreating and drawing it, I'm happy to send you some photos. Here's a fun thing. I don't know if it's going to work, if it's going to be visible, but to drop the hammer, the safety, actually recesses the firing pin and then just drops it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty cool. It's it's
Makes it
Israeli
safe.
made.
Makes it safe for dry firing too.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fucking great weapon. That's why like
Huh.
shit. I mean, I've been asked out to the point where like, I'm like, I was couch surfing and I'd keep all my shit in one place. People are like, oh, well, why don't you sell some of your stuff? And I'm like, all right, yeah. I mean, I'll sell my game consoles. I'll sell like all this random like whatever random valuables I have. And they're like, oh, why don't you sell the gun? Go fuck yourself. If it gets
do
too,
not.
yeah, if it gets too bad, this gun is what makes me a living, huh? How about that?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'm not going to offer any ideas. I don't want to be an accessory to murder.
And don't worry, Tweaker. I mean, after that, it was a matter of like I'd already taken it apart. The barrel was clear. The rounds are gone. And if it had happened, that's a Hydra shock. So I don't know. No, but no, I mean, it's all fine. So yeah, congratulations. I whipped it out for you on camera. It was
Thank you.
establishing a pattern here.
Everything anybody could ever want. All right. So anything that sorry, I definitely want to get your DeviantArt profile. But anything else that you'd like to share, promote with us?
I guess I would just have to share my site. That's it.
Okay. Will you DM it to me on Discord?
Yeah, no problem. Have to get to it, and there it is.
Sweet.
I should remember it.
Awesome.
Now,
well, thank you.
do I direct it to you? Is that right?
Yeah. If you just like right click on my name, you should be able to click message, and you can just copy paste it.
Got it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and hope to talk to you again soon. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Good talking to you.
Cheers.
I'm glad we made it in. I'm glad you made it in this time.
Me too.
Yeah. Now, just to answer Sergeant Buck real quick, Hydra shocks are effectively hollow points.
Hang on.
Except part of it is they've got
Gay fish.
sparring.
Gay fish.
I'm a fish, yo.
All right, go.
Gay fish happened. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't hear that.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, it's got sparring along the edge so that, like a regular hollow point, it shatters into pieces, but it shatters into bigger, more controlled chunks. Also, the inside, it's not hollow. It's actually filled with so I don't even know what kind of metal it is, but it's encased on the inside with one kind of metal, and then it's got a pin in the center of the hollow point itself. I don't know if you can be able to see that, but yeah, there's a pin in there, which itself flattens out into what is effectively a disc, which punches through the very center. This is a 40 cal Smith & Wesson round. One of these will enter with your normal tiny little hole, like right, but it'll come out the other end like a grapefruit. So these were gifts, actually. The first apartment I had here in Manchester was a shitty little ghetto hobbit hole. That was the one with like the slanted ceiling where the bathtub was underneath, so I could only squat or sit in the tub while I took a shower. It was fun. But yeah, the front door was just this beat up piece of plywood, effectively. So a friend of mine who also had these came over and he gave me 2 magazines. Like, yeah, I just figured this is a housewarming gift because my fucking 60-pound girlfriend could probably kick your door in. Thanks, dude.
Tickle Trunk says, it's filled with cuddles and hugs. If you look carefully, you can see where they packed in the love.
Oh, there's a lot of love packed in that one. I did it myself. Speaking of cum shots, I got nothing after that.
I got some stuff. We got Breadmaster PBJ subscribed. Sergeant Buck said, should have settled your score with Jilly the old-fashioned way. 5 lives, final destination, no items, and Fox only. I don't know what the fuck that means.
It sounds like a video game reference. I was thinking that it would have been like, hey, Jillian, let's go shot for shot. Like, Jilly
Oh,
juice.
why would they... Wait. Hang on.
No, alternate Jilly juice, death shot. Jilly juice, death shot. See whose will is stronger.
Okay. Seeing as how many chicken wings and whiskey I eat, I think I can handle the waterfalls. I don't think she could handle the death shots. Although I'm kind of out of practice. I haven't had to take a death shot in like 2 months. It's been wonderful.
I'm honestly amazed there's anything left in that bottle.
Yeah, not much. There's a little bit. Anime Moon says, Jeff, for that Hungry Hippos match, pair the 360 cam with the green screen build for a stadium effect. That would be insane. Oh my god, that would be insane.
Wow. Just put it dead in the center, like, just like actually, if you could find a way to mount it so it hung above. Actually, if you just reorient it so that way it's hanging above. That way people can look at you, look over at Miles, see the crowd of cheering CGI fans taken from that wonderful NASCAR game in the '90s. It's all just like 2D sprites, and then they can just look down and watch the match, the hippos match directly above. We're talking a whole new level of esports here. I think we're onto something.
High-speed camera. We need to get a high-speed camera.
Yeah, it's like, wait, let's have a recap of that one last ball going
yeah,
down.
dude. Damn right. I'm into this idea. I think this would be fucking great.
Oh, and it was a dead center shot right into the center of the hippo's throat. That's really going to put Miles back a bit. Can he recover?
I don't know if you make a shot right into somebody's throat, can they recover? Can they, Rhino?
I think they can.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. It's a matter of You know what? You caught me right off guard, Jeff. I'm trying to listen to Death Grips right now. So.
Oh, dude. Oh, Tachyon is so fucking good. Oh my god, dude. Like the fucking lyrics are so fucking great. Like honestly, and that's the thing that really makes it for me in this song too. Like right at the fucking very bottom of it, Tachyon bitch slapping pussy clots and clones. Tacky off, setting off unibombs inside your dome. Pussy clots and brain bombs. Ugh! Ugh! Speaking of brain bombs, Tickle Trunk is making me do a death shot.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
Yeah, I guess I have my microphone too close to my face.
Nah, you're fine. I had you turned up way too loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine now. All right, I gotta go get a fucking shot glass. You guys
That's two.
go play some sex.
What's going on? What's going on? So I hear you're playing little No Man's Sky there. How you liking it?
Well, No Man's Sky. I am thoroughly loving that game right now.
Are you running into other people and like building forts, and have you joined a clan or?
Well, no. I started out. Well, I mean, I don't really know about clans or anything like that because from what I've been told,
I don't think there are any.
from what I've been told, you can only have 4 people to a server. And it's kind of nice in that way because I mean, apparently, there are griefers on the game, and they will. And then they'll just pop into your game just to fuck with you sometimes and all that. But it's nice because it's this massive universe, galaxy that you're in. I've just barely started scratching the surface about how big it is. Every kind of system you get to is procedurally generated, and it started out as an empty game, but now they've updated it, put more shit into it. And it's genuine. It's a lot of fun. It's like it's closer and it's inching closer and closer to the sort of space sim that I've always dreamed of.
It looks pretty damn cool, but I've been so fucking stuck on WoW the last week and a half just because the new expansion.
Never played WoW. Never played it. A lot of people I've heard of like, oh my god, I can't believe you've never tried that game, and it's just I never got into it. And also like,
Dude, I've got 12 years in that fucking thing, so I'm not going anywhere.
I know that's the thing. I know a time suck. I know a life killer when I see one, and it's kind of like it's kind of like half of the good series out on Netflix. You always have people, right, who are like, you gotta watch this show, right? You know it's good. You know you want to see it, but you also know if you start watching it, that's all you'll be doing in every ounce of free time you have until you're through it. It's like, do I want to do that to myself?
Yeah. Do we know what the fuck Jeff is doing? He went to go get a shot glass. And he's been fucking around ever since.
Well, he just saw a few things around his garage that needed moving around. It's a standard thing for the show. Redecorating your studio space on the fly, apparently. How you been though? I haven't. Well, naturally, I haven't seen you since VidCon.
Since VidCon, yeah.
And I noticed you really. You took a strong stand on YouTube recently. Well, kind of recently with the I'm not doing the burrito thing anymore.
Right. Yeah, I fucking refuse. Yeah, fuck that shit. I'm done kowtowing to everybody else's fucking whims for my content.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, that's important. Especially the way in which I could tell when you ate the burrito at the end of that video, it wasn't about pleasing the fans out there. It was about you wanted to eat that burrito.
Yeah,
And
that
you-
was it. It's all about me at that point.
Not gonna be told no. Not gonna be
Welcome
told.
back.
Now I know
Welcome
that
back,
I'm a
Jeff.
gay
Hey.
fish, gay fish, yo.
How you doing?
Motherfucking gay fish.
Did you get your shot glass, or did you hit your wife? That's the one that's what I'm really concerned about. Did you punch your wife with that shirt on?
Well, how do you think I found my shot glass?
Woman.
I was just
This
tweeted-
isn't a wife beater. It's not a tank
Oh,
top. It's
I'm
a
sorry.
fucking. It's not a wife beater. It's a fucking A shirt. The wife beaters are tank tops, dude.
True. Also, you don't have nearly enough neck tattoos for that to really work.
I know.
Yeah, I sent a message out. I told her to stay out of the garage. I don't want her to get hit.
Oh, there
Alright.
you go. And it's you know,
Right.
you picked a hell of a day to quit not drinking. Yeah, and there it goes. And it begins. Getting a little dancing action going on. Yep. And then the burn settles in. Yep, that paint thinner-esque sort of. It's got hints of paint thinner with
Is
little
all that?
bits of
and
pool
vanilla.
shock, pool shock and vanilla. You know, very it's really
Pool
big.
cleaner? Did you just say pool cleaner?
Yeah, pool shock. Yeah, with vanilla.
Chlorine, yeah. Chlorine and vanilla. Turpentine and spice.
Yeah, it's like I too genuinely enjoy ingesting things which can strip paint off of barns. It's good. Like all those little lead flakes in there too. Wait, no, hang on. We're not talking about supplements. Bring a shot, yeah. Breadmaster PBJ saying bring that death shot to MythCon. That could be fun. You get yourself another bottle of that and you know, go around and all these
Nope.
venerated, respected speakers and be like, hey guys, I got something for you.
Hey Rhino.
Okay, what? Yes.
Hey, are you looking forward to Gamergate 2?
I'm so looking forward to Gamergate 2.
Fucking pumped.
I still don't know. I still don't know what Gamergate 1 is about. I haven't beat the first one, so.
I know, man. I don't think anybody ever did. I was not aware that Gamergate itself ever actually ended. It just became really boring to talk to and reference. But like now, Gamergate 2 is happening, and it's amazing. It's so amazing because like, okay, it's gonna be totally different, you guys. It's gonna be totally different this time. Gamergate, see, the side that's fighting, right? That we can really rally behind is a side that are outraged because a certain demographic, a racial and gender demographic, is not being represented in video games, right? So and so because we're so outraged because they're not being represented the way that we think they should be represented, we're gonna get really pissed off and we're gonna fight and fight with our wallets and put pressure on the gaming industry, right? And I'm sure that soon there will be some fundraisers being raised to fight the inequities of justice in society, right? So,
I'll say for my part,
Never bend over. Never ever bend over. That's the problem. The problem with apologizing. The problem with saying that, you know, hey, this is you cannot get inclusive enough. You'll never get inclusive enough. That's just it. You could have a gay, midget, handicapped, lesbian, black, whatever, and it'll never be enough for some people, man.
I will say, I'll say for my part, it is fun seeing this sort of thing spurred on by somebody who's taken the notion of professional victimhood into a whole new arena. And I, for one, though, once they're all done with it, I can't wait to see Candace Owens get on this, because as soon as she realizes that a bunch of, like, you know, there's a counterculture movement that she can dupe into thinking that anything she says is worth listening to, oh, she's going to be all over it. It's going to be great. It's going to be black conservative gamers who've been held down by white liberals for too long.
No, hang on. The narrative is gonna be, I had a spiritual awakening one night, and I woke up the next day, and I was a Gamergator tour, and realized that white men are being pushed out of the video gaming industry, and it's terrible. And that's how the whole thing's gonna go. So
Jeff,
for anybody who's confused, let me at
Jeff,
least clear. Go ahead.
Candace Owens still smash.
No.
I would.
Still wouldn't.
I would.
No,
I mean,
not even an itch.
well, I mean,
She's
to me, standards. It just sounds like some Greek moon man speak. So I don't even bother.
I
Hey,
actually have.
as long as she's not talking, man, I'm good. Yeah.
The thing is, I
I mean,
actually do have pretty high fucking standards. I really do. It's just I have very unique taste and a lot of them. So it seems sometimes that I don't have high standards, but I actually do have high standards. They're just different than a lot of people's.
now if Candace had a dick, it'd be a different story,
But the
right?
reason why I'm making this Gamergate 2 joke is because there is some call right now by certain people. And I'm not naming names because I don't want to start any fucking fights or any shit like that. And if that's what they choose to do with their time, fuck it, whatever. They can do whatever they want. But there's a call by some people who want to start Gamergate 2 because, and this is basically the message that is coming across, at least so far with me, maybe they need better PR, that the video game industry and cartoons and movies are specifically trying to shove men, white men, out of traditional roles. Now, I think this is really funny because the opposition to Gamergate was that we needed to be more inclusive with games. And it just seems like it's this big fucking moronic paint huffing seesaw. And I think it's hilarious, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Let's be honest.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
How many big careers of big name thought leaders were spurned from that? I mean, and I can't even talk too much shit because I got a lot of shit out of that. Fuck, I got a beer column. I got paid to drink beer for 2 years because of that thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I have a strong feeling it's another way. It's just one of these like, oh shit, that really worked out for a bunch of people last time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can get that going again. Fuck yeah!
Well, I
Hey,
mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all. It's just to try and rekindle the fire. But I mean, the fire. The thing that people have to keep in mind is like when social politics got brought into the whole thing of Gamergate is when it turned to shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it turned to shit, and
Well,
both sides turned it to shit. Both sides.
The thing is, it was fun, and it was like a weird, random, organic thing that just happened. Lots of different people got involved in lots of different ways. And the thing that a lot of people forget is that aside from the memes and the the media careers and shit that came out of it, a lot of it came down to people just actually finding it as a way to like celebrate gaming. It wasn't all about fuck you Sarkeesian and these lib SJWs.
Yeah, it's
It was
distraction.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the same friends that like when we built shit like Lewd Gamer and such, right? Like the shit we created, we made a thing called Gamers Enabled, where we were finding and creating resource bases for games that could be played by people with disabilities. We had a thing called Game It Forward. That was so much fun. We created this. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, that was Shrekbane's baby. And
basically like collecting up keys that people aren't using, so you can donate games to people.
Oh my god, and fuck me, we got so fucked by it too because not even with the Ben what's his psycho nuts thing, but specifically like Running with Scissors, who made the Postal series. They heard we'd expected a lot of people would just be trying to get games. Instead, everybody's like, "Fuck me, I got a whole library of games I don't play. Here, have all the keys." We had like 2,000 or 3,000 keys, and it was a fucking nightmare managing them. And then Running with Scissors hears about what we're doing. They come around and they're like, "Hey guys, we heard we heard you doing this thing. Heard you're having some problems, managing all these keys. Oh yeah, you want to help? Yeah, here's 2,500 keys to Postal 2. Fuck you."
Yep, dude, like a bunch of those actually ended up in my lap.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great time, but it's not going to happen. Yet.
What do you think video games have always been problematic though? I mean, even with something like Pac-Man. I mean, in today's standards, having something that's obviously, I mean, that's misogynistic, isn't it?
How is it? Oh, because it's a man?
Because it's a man. Is it Pac person? Pac thing? And you miss Pac-Man, that's problematic too, because she's nothing without having that man in her life.
Well, the thing
it's not Pac woman.
Well, here's the thing, Rhino. I think a lot of people don't really. I think, wow, I've never actually made that connection. Miss Pac-Man. She's trans. It's inclusive, and the thing is that they're a couple who wander around eating balls together.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
All right.
They eat,
all right.
they eat. Hey, they eat balls and they pop cherries too, don't they?
I think it's just
yeah.
I think it's just his last name. I mean, Donkey Kong. I mean, people are going to say that's problematic because you know, you have a black villain.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah. Now we're really getting there.
it's
Holy
awful.
shit. Yeah. No, it's I mean, the whole thing is, you know, it's like anything else, and this is one of the things I'd kind of wondered back in the day when all that shit was going down before, and it's coming true in the worst possible way, is that we're in an environment now where instead of the pushback to like the social crusaders who want, like, you know, inclusivity and everything, and oh my god, this fighting game doesn't have like a lesbian trans character, oh, it's horrible. Well, that is
That
the
doesn't
pushback.
exist though.
Well, no, that's the thing. The pushback against that is now. I mean, it exists, but it exists in stupid places like Tumblr where nothing matters.
Yeah, but,
You
nobody
only
gives-
get
yeah, but-
everybody only gets Pong now. That's it. Pong.
yeah.
Everybody back to Pong.
And well, the pushback against that though is turning into like other more equally cringy fucking identity crusaders who are, you know, they're coming out of the woodwork. And I mean, again, not even naming fucking names, but you look at some of this shit that's coming out right now, like some of the like the anti-woke, anti-social justice side of shit. And it is as fucking transparent as the worst feminist frequency video could possibly fucking be. It's an obnoxious cash grab trying desperately to stir up the same sort of resentment they see other people profiting on. Meanwhile, everybody else who just wants to enjoy films, books, television shows, video games, tabletop. It's like, oh, well, hey, I think we weathered the storm with those social justice types. Oh, great. Oh, fuck, here it's happening again.
I mean, okay. Yeah, maybe Tumblr is like, we need more trans inclusivity in fighting games, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody actually gives a shit. You
Play Kirby.
You can read, huh?
You have Kirby. There you go.
Yeah,
Just play Kirby.
Kirby's fucking trans enough for all of it. Jesus fucking Christ.
And I mean, think about this. How many? Well, I mean, how many guys main Melina?
How many what?
Well, I mean, how many male players do you know in like Mortal Kombat will, like, you know, their primary is like Melina or something?
Not a lot.
I don't play Mortal Kombat, so.
It's mostly women that play Melina, yeah. But that's not my point. My point is, you got things that people are saying like, we need this, we need that. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Polygon writes a fucking article about it, and everybody's like, but 99.9% of the people who play fucking video games, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. 3 years ago, they're like, we need more lesbian women representation in video games. Okay, sure, fine, fuck, whatever. All right, just don't ham-fist it. The Last of Us 2 is coming out, and Ellie, who was already like showing to be pretty much a lesbian anyway, is now obviously a lesbian. And you have like 15 loud neck beards, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, but why does it matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. As long as the
matter.
gameplay is fun, as long as the gameplay is entertaining, that's it.
Exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly. And that's what people don't seem to fucking understand. It's the same thing with fucking comic books. Is these people who are freaking out about like, well, we need to be more inclusive, then somebody makes it inclusive, like, we don't want it to be inclusive. If you just make a good game, or you make a good fucking comic book, and you add the elements in cleverly to the point where it doesn't even matter if it was there or not, but you accept it because it's such a good game or a good comic, then it naturally filters in. It's how you be subversive without being a raging fucking prick. And none of these people fucking get it.
I'm curious as to how a character's sexuality comes into a gameplay anyways.
I mean, unless it's part of the story.
Why does it fucking matter that what's her name from Overwatch is a lesbian? Why does it matter?
Oh, Tracer.
When you're talking about the gameplay, why does it matter? It doesn't affect gameplay at all. Mm-hmm. So why does it care? Why does anybody care what her sexuality is?
I don't give a fuck if Reinhardt is Squidward kin. Who gives a fuck? Why the fuck would anybody give a shit? Does it matter with the character? No. It doesn't matter. And even more so, if for some reason... But here's the flip side to it, though. If the developers decided to say, like, I don't know, Bastion enjoys getting pickles shoved up his. Wait, he's a robot, right? His robot butthole. You know.
Well, who doesn't?
You were right. But let's say that the developers fucking say that and they put it in an insert somewhere. Why do you care if they do that? Why do you care? Why do you get insane? Do you see this degeneracy and how it's destroying America? Fuck you!
It doesn't affect the game.
Who cares?
It doesn't affect gameplay at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Well, I do actually. It's funny. I was actually talking about this yesterday in a stream I had, where we just started discussing, political narratives and shit in movies, video games, comics, etc. And it was kind of tied to the notion of like, we've got these big overarching cinematic universes like the MCU now, and they want, Universal wanted to do monsters and all this shit. But people do have a tendency of getting bored, and we talked about this actually back when we were talking about the Thundercats thing too. Like the shit animation of the '80s gave way to better animation when people got tired of it.
Mhm.
I have to wonder, especially with how obvious and transparent and cringy this new wave of identity politics in fiction is getting. If maybe we might be able to be hopeful that within the next, let's say, 5 years, that the mainstream audiences are so entirely sick of all of this shit that they start demanding, gravitating towards, and using market forces to help right the ship in terms of what's produced. One thing I can think of in terms of like narratives, things that are like full of obvious shit, but in my opinion still good. Orange is the New Black, right?
Sure.
I like that show. I find it enjoyable. I find myself giving a shit about the characters. The twists are fun. It's well written, well done. But if you watch that and you can't pick up on the hardcore feminist shit in there, you're not paying attention. But it doesn't kill the fucking series because that's not made the point. And I think the difference here is that these identity crusaders, from whatever fucking direction they're coming from, they want the point of the fiction, the games, the comics, they want it to be about advancing their ideologies. And at the same time, they're hypocritically saying like the other side is terrible for doing the exact same thing.
Right. To borrow what Tickle Trunk was saying, people are tired of the ham-fistedness. I agree. 100%.
Right. Did you guys see anything about? Did you guys see the thing about the animal crackers?
No. What's wrong with animal crackers?
Okay, so recently the Barnum Animal Crackers brand decided to, under pressure from PETA, decided they had to take the animals out of the cages.
And now you
from the box artwork.
And yes, from the box artwork, they're taking the animals out of the cages. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's going to be a problem as soon as one of these children gets mauled by one of those tigers. Oh wait, it's not real. So it's just artwork. It's not really animals in cages. PETA, are you not fucking wasting everybody's fucking time?
Still just chalky crackers that you give a 3-year-old who doesn't give a fuck. Really?
Right. It's like people who post anime, and they're like, oh, what do you think about this one? Oh, she's cute. She's 14, you pedo. No, she's a drawing. I'm still gonna beat my dick to it. It's a drawing. It's a picture. There's no victim. There's no animals actually being kept in cages to produce that artwork. There's no actual victim there. And
you're still well, this is the thing. I think because of that video, it's one of those like, you give a mouse a cookie sort of things, which don't give mice cookies. Don't do it. They'll get diabetes. It's terrible. But with that though, I mean, with that kind of thing, I wonder if next PETA will be calling for them to like stop making crackers in the shapes of animals so that kids aren't brainwashed and indoctrinated into thinking that it's okay to eat animals to begin with. PETA, I will be keeping an eye on the mailbox for my check.
What was the I can't remember who made the joke. I want to say it was Stephen Wright, who said I saw a thing on the outside of the box of animal crackers that says do not eat if the seal is broken, and I opened it up and the lion was fine, the tiger was fine, the giraffe was fine, and the walrus was okay, and sure enough the seal was broken, so I had to throw the whole thing away.
Somebody in the chat was mentioning diversity in comics. I actually kind of like that dude. I kind of like him. I think the thing that happened with him and Jim Jeffries is fucked up. I don't think that was very fair at all. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but the thing is, I respect diversity in comics because he's a lifelong comic fan and he has complaints. He has complaints about the thing that he loves, and he voices those complaints, and I respect his point of view. I don't necessarily share it because I don't really give that much of a shit. If a comic sucks, stop reading it. If that means I have less comics to read, that sucks. I guess I'll watch more episodes of The Wire. But I mean, but that's my perspective, you know, and I understand his perspective of wanting to fight for something that he loves, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at all. I think that totally makes sense to me. But yeah, I don't understand outrage culture. I don't understand getting outraged about things that are things to consume, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I changed the focus of my channel. Like, there are a lot of things that I'm outraged over. Like, I don't know, kids dying, you know.
That kind of sucks.
Were you a fan of early Image comics though, like Savage Dragon and
Dude, that was my jam. I was, you know what, I was such a fan of early Image comics, and the reason why they did Image comics that I actually boycotted Marvel and DC for about 6 months until Image Comics, it was apparent that most of them weren't really gonna fly.
Right.
But I boycotted them because I was like, fuck them, fuck Marvel, fuck DC. They fuck over their creators, they fuck over their artists. Fuck them. I'm an Image guy now. You know, Young Bloods is my shit. Oh God, Rob Liefeld, fuck me.
Artwork, McFarlane was killing it.
Oh
Wasn't
yeah.
it- Wait, I'm always confused. Spawn was this Dark Horse, right?
No, Image.
Spawn was Image.
Oh yeah, Spawn was Image.
All right, where did the Dark Horse? Where were they at? Because I remember like it was the big thing, yeah, in the '90s, and the big thing about them was that both Image and Dark Horse, like refused to abide by the comics code, which is like basically the MPAA
Yeah.
of the comics world, and they were like,
Dark Horse,
"No, fuck you."
Dark Horse is based in Portland, Oregon, actually. And they mostly they didn't do
Was
justice.
that the
with
Max?
No, Max is Image too. They had the movie licenses for like Alien and Predator and
Right.
Terminator. They had many different runs of comics that were original, but they mostly did movie IPs.
All right, that's what I remember them for.
Good
'Cause,
company.
I mean,
Great
yeah,
company.
I mean, well, I think somebody tried telling me the Max, erroneously telling me the Max was Dark Horse, and I've been lobbying for a while. I want to see a feature film, a live action feature film, rated R, of the Max with Ron Perlman voicing Max.
See, and I want him to redo Spawn.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, I mean, I really want to see Violator played well.
Leguizamo killed it for what he had to work with. I'll
Right.
say that.
I'd say okay for early days of CGI, Leguizamo did really good. So
They can't do Angela anymore. They sold that to Marvel.
Jesus fucking
Did you not know
Christ.
that?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah. No, they Angela, who was in the Spawn comics, the character was actually bought by Marvel, and Angela is actually Thor's sister.
I just got this really uncomfortable cold chill just now.
No, like, okay, here's the thing though. When they first wrote her in, like, there was a 10th realm on Yggdrasil, the world tree, and it was heaven, and they were angels basically, but they were a brutal, nasty, mean race, and they basically stole Odin's daughter. I think stole, and then in retaliation, Odin sealed off their realm forever. And when she finally came back, it was great. But then they got this fucking douchebag writing it, and that's where you got like these panels of Angela fighting Bor, who I think is like Odin's brother or something. I don't remember who he is. And like, instead of writing his dialogue, it's like racism rant, unsolicited opinions on Israel, blah blah. It was just so
That's
that
what
one.
that was.
That's what that was. Yeah, that's what that was. And that killed the fucking issue. That killed the comic. People fucking hated it so much. They were so irritated by the shit that they were doing with her that it killed her book.
Well, they did that. They did that with the. They did that when they gender swapped Thor as well too. Now I've heard some people, and I think you might have even told me like some of it
It
got
was
kind of
good.
good.
It was
But
fucking
but
good.
when it started out, I do remember there was those panels where like so she's like what taking down some thief robber supervillain type, and she surrenders saying like this is in solidarity with girl power or some shit.
Yeah, there was a couple moments like that. It was kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
when they got a really good writer in, and the Jane Foster as Thor was actually the majority of it was actually incredibly well written and really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it was the same thing too. It's funny because, like, to hear, and I was in the camp too initially when I heard like, oh, they killed Wolverine and turned him into a female, right? But it's like,
Mhm.
oh wait, no, okay, that's not the story. This is not X-23. This is Laura. Like, it's Laura.
That's
And
X-23.
it's yeah, it is X-23. Yeah, and it's like then you go and watch Logan, and you're like, all right, yeah, I want more of this. I want more of this now, please,
Mhm.
please. And it's but it's that's the thing. One of the things that aggravated me about Gamergate coming out of it and the culture war and all this shit, it turns everybody into a knee-jerk fucking reactionary. If you inundate yourself with like, anti-SJW shit or vice versa, if you like spend all your time listening to Kevin Logan or Steve Shives or any of those, right? You get to a point where, yeah, you can see these problems everywhere, whether it's diversity being forced down your throat or whether it's a lack of diversity. You find it fucking everywhere. And in the course of you hunting this out in places that it doesn't exist, you ruin shit which people love.
Mm. Mm.
Fuck that.
What I say is and this is what I will agree with diversity in comics is if you don't like what somebody else is doing, create your own.
Yeah.
Don't bitch about it. If it's not inclusive enough, create your own.
Or don't
Stop
buy it.
complaining. Yes, or don't buy it. Your dollar still rules. So if you don't like something somebody else is doing, fuck, make your own.
That's what he did.
Yeah, and that's
Right.
and
It's exactly what he did.
And that's my hope for
More
the
power to him.
market too, though. I hope in the same way, and we saw this. We saw this. It was like I think it wasn't during the '90s. It was I think the early 2000s. Um, we had all these. We had Lord of the Rings come out, and then all of a sudden, everything needed to be these big epic franchises, big budgets, right? Always casting the same people, much like we see with the Marvel movies. And people got burned out after a while, and they started gravitating more towards really weird cinema. They started going towards strange indie flicks that like really
I love them.
challenged the norms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that got co-opted by studios and turned to shit, and then we got Sofia Coppola, unfortunately. But
Oh no, I mean I like Swiss Army Man. I think
Swiss
it's great.
Army Man. Oh, that was a fun ass fucking. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, and it's the kind of film where it's full of dick and fart jokes. And
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's
So am I.
it's about a talking corpse. But it really was engrossing. You wanted to you were rooting for characters. You gave a shit what happened, even though next to nothing really happened. The little things that did were amplified by like how well it was done, and I am kind of hopeful that a part of me almost wants to see this culture war get even louder and more obnoxious, just so that the mainstream market can say we've had enough. We've had enough of you studios with your schlocky, awful, fucking big budget horse shit, and we are sick of you culture warriors who are insisting that everything be representative of your pathetic views in the world. Let's get back to making art.
Do you remember when? Okay, well, like the first couple Marvel movies, what Iron Man, whatever, they felt good, okay, for the most part, and then now it just feels like they're good enough, like they're just turning out. Here's another movie. Here's another MCU movie.
I think with that, I think the studios kind of caught on to that in a sense because I mean, like how many iterations of Spider-Man have we seen attempted and failed? Fantastic Four, which as I understand it is actually like a studio contractual obligation. They have to make those, otherwise they lose the IP. But when you take the most recent batch, and again, I don't think it's gonna like save it in the long term, but Infinity War was genuinely good. I thought. Spider-Man: Homecoming was surprisingly fun. It was a decent one. Ant-Man, pretty good. Black Panther.
Man. I'm a physics nut, and so freaking that killed me.
Well, I mean, that's fair, like taking that kind of issue. But I mean, you know, Black Panther, I think Black Panther had a lot of problems. There was a lot of problems with that movie, but all in all, it was a good film, and I think they're kind of picking up on the fact that people aren't, you know, they're not going to just be satisfied for Thor 2 as it was, or no offense, Jeff, Iron Man 3.
I
You
love
know,
Thor 2 and Iron Man 3.
But okay, yeah, Michael B. Jordan's character in is just awful.
it was.
I'm
Oh,
sorry that
the messaging, I mean, and again, I think like he's a good actor too. I think he was just hamstrung by what he had to work with. But I
I
mean,
didn't
like,
give a
you know,
fuck about Black Panther. Didn't give a
It-
fuck.
it was. I mean, that's the thing. It was decent. It was a decent film. They spent way too much time trying to universe build everything. Like the entire nation of Wakanda is a merry fucking Sue. There's no getting around.
yeah,
that.
it's true.
Always
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah, but well, I mean, also when you hear about like you know how Black Panther was created, it was created by somebody who didn't see himself represented, and to his credit, rather than sitting around bitching about it on the internet, he went and created a comic, and it's been pretty successful. You know, and this again too, the film itself wasn't bad, just wasn't great, but I'm
Right.
hoping, I think we're gonna get to a point where people start saying fuck this noise.
Quick. Go, Nick.
Okay, so
Right. Well, okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's your birthday.
why? Okay, well, yeah. Why didn't they just put a bullet through Thanos' head when they had him controlled? I mean, anything. I thought of 7 different ways to end that thing to where they would have won, rather than trying to pull the glove off.
I don't know.
The movie
Because it's a comic book movie.
Because there has to be a second part. It's a
Yeah.
cash grab, dude. I was so disappointed in Infinity War.
I mean, shit, do you know how many plot holes are in every comic book I ever read? I read
Right.
all of them.
Guardians did a good job.
Eh,
1 and 2. Good
they're
job.
good. They're fine.
Wasn't a-
Guardians was decent. I had problems with the second one, but
It has Kurt Russell. You shut your fucking mouth. Okay, real quick. Nick, fast. Worst superhero movie ever.
Oh fuck! Can you come back to me?
Leonard Part
Wait.
6.
Egon, ever?
Ever. No, wait, no. Within the past 10 years.
The Watchmen.
You're just trying to stir some shit up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking thought so. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Okay. What about you, Ryan?
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was awful.
I was
Fuck, I
way older than 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know it's older than 10 years, but I'm just saying it's dude, it's
That was
beyond
bad.
awful.
That was really bad.
I mean, I was
But in the
thinking
past 10
adult.
years.
In the last 10 years. God, I don't know, man. I did not like Justice League. Justice League was awful.
Oh well,
You're both wrong.
it's watchable.
X-Men Apocalypse, worst movie ever.
That was pretty bad.
The
It was
worst.
It was bad, but I mean, it didn't have like Wolverine chopping a ladder down the size as
That's
not Gambit.
redeemable. That's probably one of the best parts of X-Men Origins Wolverine.
And that doesn't say anything.
No, that's
redeeming about
but that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is like, okay, if we were to ask this like 10 years prior, what's the worst superhero movie of in the past 10 years? Some people would be like Batman and Robin. I'd be like, you're fucking wrong. That movie is amazing. That movie is fucking hilarious. It is
Sorry.
hilarious.
I want to revise my answer actually though. Batman versus Superman was the worst.
That was pretty bad.
No, I don't think that. I don't think
I don't think it's the worst.
I don't think that nor Justice League is worse than X-Men Apocalypse. X-Men Apocalypse is the worst superhero movie ever made.
This
But it's the introduction of what's his name?
Who?
Oh God, what is it? Who's the Jeeves, the freaking the Mind Stone? What, I can't think of the dude's name now.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Who's the actor? The freaking guy, the robot that gets made out of Tony Stark's computer.
Vision?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
That
It's
wasn't
the
an X-Men.
introduction-
That wasn't an X-Men Wolverine or X-Men Apocalypse. No.
I liked it.
What was that? What was it in? What am I
That
thinking of?
That was Avengers 2: Age of Ultron.
Yeah, it was Age of
Oh,
Ultron.
okay,
And
that's Age of
and
Ultron. That's right.
And that movie, everything about that movie is redeemed by the simple fact that it has James Spader.
See, Caffeine Tweaker and I think are on the same page. I am a huge X-Men fan. Have been a huge X-Men fan. My first superhero comic book was actually X-Men when they split into 2 titles, X-Men number 3, and I went back 2 months and got 1 and 2. In fact, I got all 4 issues, the different covers of X-Men 1. I love X-Men, have forever. So, X-Men Origins Wolverine was bad. X-Men 3 was bad. The new version of X-Men movies are bad, but X-Men Apocalypse is the worst. It is single-handedly the worst. Not one fucking character in that entire fucking movie is done right. Every single one is butt-fucked into oblivion. All of them. Psylocke, played by Olivia Munn, go fuck yourself. What they did to Angel, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
What they did to
okay,
Nightcrawler, go fuck yourself. Jean Grey, how they butchered Michael Fassbender's fucking Magneto. Even how much they fucked up James McAvoy's Professor X. Go fuck yourself. Fucking all of it. Just a piece of shit. The kid that they played Cyclops, I want to physically assault because he's so fucking annoying. The kid is like 60% lips. Everything about that movie was shit. Was fucking terrible. At least, okay. At least Justice League had Aquaman, it had fucking Wonder Woman, it had Batfleck. It was a shit movie, but at least they were decent-ish characters. There are some memorable things in it. And you can at least laugh at the bad CGI Superman lip. Batman vs. Superman, Batfleck was pretty fucking badass. Everything else was just meh.
No, his Batman was fine. His Bruce Wayne was shit. That was the thing. It's like morose. It's like, I almost expected Jay Muse and Kevin Smith to show up and be like, look at this morose motherfucker right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's fuck. I almost wish like Affleck's Daredevil wasn't over 10 years old at this point.
We needed Matt Damon to show up in that movie. Man.
Wait a second. How old is Catwoman?
Which one?
The Halle Berry one.
Well, no, more than 10 years.
Fuck. All right, because that is hands down
Way
the
more
worst.
than 10 years.
That is worse than the second Punisher movie.
No, that's actually pretty fun to watch. Have you gone back and watched it recently?
It's like watching The Room.
This is coming from somebody who likes Mr. Freeze. So I mean, you're you're
cool party, everybody. Chill. Yeah, dude, fucking Batman and Robin was amazing.
so garbage.
Dude, Saints movie night. We're gonna watch Catwoman and we're gonna watch Elektra. This is happening. This is fucking happening. It's gonna fucking
and Ben
happen.
Affleck is Daredevil.
Saints movie night. Saints movie girl
You
power
know what?
night.
You know
That'd be
what?
great.
Fuck it. We're gonna do it tonight once we're done with the show. We're gonna finish the show, half an hour break or an hour break for the post show, and then we're doing this.
All right. Shall we move on? We are running a
Next
bit
guest.
over time.
Yeah, kick me out. Kick me out.
Rhino,
All
happy
right.
birthday.
Thank you guys.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
By the way, looking at your icon there, Jeff, I'd like to remind everybody this episode of Midweek Saints brought to you by JVC for some reason.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
They were nice enough to sponsor my telefeed.
Are they still a company?
I don't know. I would assume so. I mean,
Well, I know RCA is gone.
yeah, RCA is gone. All right, here we go.
Rest in peace, RCA.
We're gonna go for ATF Agent Greggs, Mr.
No.
ATF Agent Greggs.
Oh no, it's me.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no, it is I.
Hello,
Oh no, what do I
ATF.
do?
So I've been watching a lot of The Wire lately, and I saw Agent Greggs, and I immediately thought a homicide
Oh, boy.
detective, Greggs.
Oh no.
Are you a proud black lesbian woman?
No, I'm a proud Wakandan. Let's just leave it at that.
Wakanda forever.
Let me just hold on to my magic space rocks.
That's right.
Nobody else can have my magic space rocks. They're mine.
Best comic book MacGuffin ever.
Don't the Wakandans kind of act like Moonanites from Aquatine?
It's like, do you know what happens to nerds in Wakanda? They have their pants pulled down and they are hit with vibranium. They are pumped with vibranium. Oh, I'm never living that one down.
God damn it. Nick,
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Nick, I have something very important to tell you.
Oh god, this never ends well.
There's a guy in California that has a mold for the grips for Spike Spiegel's handgun. And since you
Ooh.
have the slide mount safety on your Jericho, is it the Jericho 941 that has it written on the slide?
Well, it's the baby Desert Eagle. It's
never
no,
mind.
but hang on, no, but here's the thing: it was the first gen, so it was a direct clone by
Well,
Magnum Research.
Well, no. The thing is, if the one that Spike Spiegel uses is specifically labeled Jericho 941 Israeli Weapon Industries on the slide.
You can't get those really. You gotta really hunt for them.
And so I hate
Look,
to do that.
if a man in California has it, you can get it too.
True.
No, but I'm happy
I
with
hate to
this.
do. I forgot to read these before we brought the latest guest on, so I actually have to burn through these really super fast. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Crab90 says, Jeff, $10 towards the death shot. You're the only saint we like to see suffer. Ooh, fuck you. Oh my god. Tickle Trunk, get to sub to J Bulls. Noble Yeti says, have a good weekend, guys. My band is on tour this weekend. Saints t-shirt will be represented in New York City. Fuck yes.
Yes.
Banana Leel continuing to shower us with wonder. Thank you very much. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, Pac-Man and Pac-Lady ate balls together until they found a cherry to pop, and then changed it up by chasing a bunch of people in hoods. It's perfect. Much progressive.
By the way, I think he's leaving, so good night, Tickle Trunk.
Good night, Tickle Trunk. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Have a good one, buddy. Anime Moon says, wait, Riley Dennis as a fighting game character? I'm fine with that. I can see that. I usually don't read people who are following, but this person has the username Hillary Clinton's ass. Welcome.
Well then.
Sergeant Buck says, what do y'all think of the Keanu Reeves Constantine film? Ooh.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
It was an enjoyable film, but it was not a good film.
Are you familiar with the comic books, Agent Griggs?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't have time for nerd crap.
Yeah.
I say as I come on to lecture Nick about how he's wrong.
Yeah.
Look, all right? I don't got no time for this nerd shit, all right? I'm out there banging puss, slaying gash, and fucking working on cars, you know what I'm saying?
I don't have time for this nerd shit. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Fuck this gay nerd shit. I've got NASCAR races and wrestling matches to watch.
Don't forget, it's Roman wrestling. It's not that pussy American wrestling.
Yeah. They get naked. They put stuff in each other.
This is doubly funny because I actually was watching the film Caligula 2 nights ago.
Oh Christ! Oh
Yeah.
Christ! The fucking flower up his butt.
Yeah, man. No, I'd watched it a long time ago. And for those who don't know, Caligula was actually this is interesting. It's an interesting part of cinema history. Was that Penthouse, at the height of their popularity, decided that they wanted to break into the movie industry by making like feature quality films, but that had nudity and nakedness as much
nudity and nakedness.
Right, as kind of like a poignant part of the film. So you could watch like a film that would be as well produced as a movie, but it also had like hardcore sex in it as well. They made Caligula, and it had Malcolm McDowell, Helen Mirren, like a bunch of other people in it, and
Hell of a cast.
Huh?
Hell of a cast. Really.
Yeah, hell of a cast. No, hell of a cast, especially in the 70s.
Oh, insanely good cast.
Yeah, and Peter O'Toole was in it, but apparently he was like all fucked up the whole time they were filming, which is great because he was playing Tiberius, who was a fucking legendary partier anyway.
The best way to sum it up is Caligula has a decapitation machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I started watching it and I was like, I remember this being pretty crazy, but I wonder how crazy it actually is. It's probably not as nuts as I remember. And within 5 minutes, I'm like, holy fuck, dude! I've seen like 40 dicks in 5 minutes.
And here's the thing: even on top of the 40 dicks, you basically have fucked the movie.
Yeah.
It is literally just fucked the movie.
First 5 minutes of the movie, you see 40 dicks, and then like the next 10 minutes of the movie is like a fucking orgy scene with like full on penetration and and oral sex. You already saw a dude get brutally fucking murdered. Like all sorts of crazy shit. And I was like, oh yeah, now I remember this movie. Okay.
Again, the Roman Emperor Caligula has a decapitation machine that just goes around a pit and just decapitates people that are buried neck deep.
It's fucking great. It's a great movie. It's fucking awesome.
All you kids out there with your Game of Thrones, you don't know nothing.
This was way better than Game of Thrones. This was something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I did like this just because I didn't want to let it get by. Rice, who says Constantine was basically Matrix, Angels and Demons.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No,
but he's also not correct.
No,
right.
It's clever though. It's clever.
At least no fucking annoying red pill memes came out of Constantine.
No Christ.
You know the Matrix movies are totally ruined for me now because of conservatives.
God. It's not that bad.
Yes,
it's honestly not that bad.
No, honestly, I'll be honest. Like the Matrix movies were ruined for me too, but it was more the Wachowskis that did that with the 2 sequels.
I like the sequels actually.
They were watchable, but they were trash.
No, see, the Matrix movies for me were ruined whenever I looked at any of the footage of the people that lined up to watch the movies, and some dude dressed up as a sentinel. And just how cringy people got. I was like, Keanu Reeves is, but everyone else here is no.
Oh man, I would just disgusting things with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I would let Keanu Reeves do unspeakable things to me.
Oh my god, fuck yeah, dude, preacher bro.
Oh, this stream took an interesting turn.
Dude, have you seen him do the training for John Wick?
No, yeah, no. I mean, that's the thing. And motherfucker's 50. He's in his 50s,
and he knows how to do that.
I mean, all those pictures of Jonah Hill going from fat to not fat, and everyone's like, "What's your excuse?" Like, fuck that. Keanu Reeves is in his 50s, and he's got like the skills of a Navy SEAL at this point.
Yeah, can you imagine what he can do to your asshole?
In all reality, he has the skills of a competitive, like, fucking 3-gunner, because that's the training he got. And dude, if you see the guy that trained him, oh my god, the guy is so fucking fat.
Oh yeah,
the guy is fat.
I believe
at the same time he's balding. At the same time, dude, he basically just pays women to be around him so that he can have like a bunch of gym bunnies.
I mean, like I have a friend of mine in real life. He's a huge dude. He's like 6'4", and he's a hugely broad-shouldered man, but he's got this extremely soft, almost like soft ogre, like Shrek happy face. Very happy looking guy, very soft face, and he's balding and shit. And he's when he talks, he sounds very nervous, he's got a very quiet and calm voice. Dude's the most lethal motherfucker I've ever met in my life. The dude has been training all of his fucking life. Krav Maga Grandmaster, weapons training, all sorts of crazy, most lethal motherfucker I've ever met in my life. And he's like the soft, kind-hearted, silly little dude. I've seen him fuck people up too, and it's amazing.
Isn't it kind of strange though when you see those when you see those large, just large frame, large body people, maybe even a bit on the fat side or sometimes even fat, yet then you see them move and like they can run a lot faster than you can, and you just see and you're just like, how the fuck? That was my SDI in basic. Dude was like a big, heavier set guy. He was built like a fucking fridge, and you see him go fucking hurtling across like a field or something. You're like, how? It's like a fucking gazelle. It's majestic and enormous, terrifying.
But to trigger Bar a little bit, was he better than Grandmaster Bates?
Who's Grandmaster Bates?
Okay, so the Discord server and I went on a rabbit hole of a quote unquote Taekwondo master from it was someplace out of Tennessee, and this dude, oh god, he was so bad. This guy legitimately had an entire practice of I can use fans as a weapon, and he wore tie-dye shirts while doing these really shitty fan routines.
this wasn't.
Somebody
the
send
same
me a
guy.
video. Somebody link a video in the during show chat right now.
Yeah, this was. I just want to check though.
I-
This wasn't the same guy who was like, I can use my energy, and like, you know, he's got these assistants, and he's just like, doesn't even touch him. He just kind of waves his hand, and they fall down. Have you seen?
Oh no,
that?
no, this guy's way better. Here, let me
Okay.
send this over. During the show, right?
Yeah, please. I'll get a my circle ready for it.
This guy's amazing.
But yeah, seriously though, the Matrix sequels are actually pretty.
They're watchable, but I mean, like, you know, with the expectations that were set by the first movie, they did not live up to them. They were overproduced. There was clearly too much studio meddling. There was a whole bunch of like very muddy, needless philosophy shit in it, and the
Right.
Jesus and the whole Jesus theme was just too obvious. It was too much. It's just that was the problem with it.
It was very obvious. I'll give you that much. It was very
Yeah.
obvious. Here, I got to go to a hold screen real quick so I can send this to you over Skype.
Yeah. I will say, I maintain though, yeah. If anything, I have to say that the biggest problem with those movies is that it was just too much.
Send this also to you, ATF Grid.
Oh shit!
You can be synced with us as well.
Where did that go? Hang on, I still gotta find it.
Okay, just give me 1 second. See, I'm a little bit surprised I got on the show because I'm taking a bit of a break from a shit ton of overtime that I'm doing right now.
Oh yeah.
Why
Yeah.
can't I find the fucking? Oh my god! You know, I'll just watch it on the screen here because for some reason Skype's not letting me open it.
All right.
So that's the first video, and the first video is him like showing off his I have so much skill. And then
So
the
much
second one is his fan dances of doom.
Oh boy. All
There
right.
we go.
Let's check this
Now I
out.
got it.
We were in a chat, we were all sitting in voice chat 1, and we were just making Bar watch all of these, and he was just cringing halfway to death.
Oh Christ! I'm already seeing his shirt. And it's like the last remaining 4G fan.
Oh no, he gets better. He wears tie-dye shirts also.
This dude's.
Ah!
Yeah. So this dude is teaching kids.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Is it playing?
Wait. What?
What was that?
Oh, there we go.
Like, I'm gonna give you a hug. Psych!
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
watch this dude get his ass kicked. Holy shit.
Oh, so
All right, kids.
So
Today I'm
we-
gonna show you how to fight a man with no arms.
we talked about it, and I'm pretty sure we've convinced Var that we're gonna have a meetup, and we're gonna go down to this place, and we're gonna formally challenge him in front of his students.
Oh boy.
I'd just go take a class. Like, I too am a lover
Just
of
sit there.
I too am a lover of interpretive dance. Whoa.
War fan. Oh.
He turned. He was a tiger. He was a tiger. His Tinder profile is hot as fuck. It's like a blonde Tommy Wiseau.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. This week on Best of the Worst.
I did not fan her. I did not do it. I did not.
Shit, I'm sorry. I thought we were watching Matrix 2 for a second.
Oh no, dude! This is the unreleased footage of Keanu Reeves training in the. You know,
like
he did the kung fu. He did the gun fu. Now he's gonna do the fan fu.
Y2K and W. Wow, Katana's really let herself go. It's all that HRT she's taken. Respect her decision. His.
This is like a hibachi chef telling you he's a martial arts master.
I do like that Nick really quickly stopped as soon as he saw that little spin.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a flourish. Repost. Best Amazon purchase ever.
Oh, and along with this, I'm gonna post one more in here, which is his Gung Fu class.
He has a gun fu class.
Yes.
He actually thinks he's living in the world of equilibrium.
Oh no! It's so much better than Equilibrium.
Okay, let's skip ahead.
This goes on for a while.
This is what happens when you get kicked out of your fire dancing troupe.
This is such a beautiful gift. Thank you. This makes me so happy right now. Fuck me.
He's a fucking murderer with the Klingon. What is that thing called?
So the fat guy at the very right hand side is his assistant.
I just want to edit this into like airsoft video collections. Why did you do that?
Just shot up in the air.
This is. We need to show this to David Hogg immediately.
Oh no.
We need to show this to Donut Operator.
Come out!
It was the kind of shit I did when I was 10.
Come out!
This is incredible.
It is.
I love the
truly is.
serious looks in their faces. Dude.
Yes.
They really think they're learning something here.
Man, I don't know what it is, but like I could watch this shit forever.
One of these days I'll have to dig through like all the private messages I've sent to people and find some of the quote-unquote Spetsnaz videos. So like a long time ago, somebody dug up a bunch of old like videos that look like they were just filmed like in the middle of nowhere in Russia of like guys in Spetsnaz gear doing really shitty flips and kicks and fucking diving and shooting.
I love that this dude has a headband. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a simple man, but my god, that just makes me so fucking happy.
Look, how is he supposed to keep the sweat out of his hair when he's doing those tactical moves, huh?
What hair?
You tell me.
I like the
You
prone,
tell me.
I like the prone position at the end there, though. I can almost see the instructor being like, "No, at the end of it, once you've done your rolls, you're gonna want to lie down because that's what you're gonna be doing after you get shot by your opponent who's not doing dumb fucking rolls on the ground."
I almost want to ask people to put a Brazzers logo on this, maybe.
Oh no! You don't want to do that. That's how you instantly go to jail.
There you go, boys. There you go.
Oh wow, yeah, it's
Good job.
Yeah. Actually, Jeff, is there a way we could like rip that, cut it, and then upload it to our YouTube Saints Pornhub account with the title I don't know, unemployed uncle visits dojo for first time?
Yeah.
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 You could label it Jared Fogle puts on pounds.
No. That'll get caught real fast.
I did see on Twitter earlier a great Jared Vogel joke though. It's like, yeah, Jared Vogel ended his Subway career the same way he started it, trying to get
middle-aged man trains two young teens. There you go. Yes, thank you, Caffeine Tweaker. Thank you. That's good. Okay, that's going up on our Pornhub account. Oh, this is happening.
Now you know for a fact somebody is going to look at that video that you guys post, and they're gonna like look at it for a minute, get really angry that it's not what they thought it was, and then just report you guys. and be knocking at your door asking you why you uploaded that.
FBI can do what they want. I just don't want Pornhub to shut our account down.
They're not
How is
going
that?
to.
How is that? How is that last video we uploaded?
I don't know. Let me. I gotta remember what our fucking login is. Damn it, hang
Yeah.
Look,
We take it
here's the
seriously
thing.
around here.
If it can get more views than Mia Khalifa, you guys are doing good.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, Mia Khalifa. One of these days, she needs to come on the show. I know she's a big fan.
Come all over the place.
She wouldn't like Nick. She doesn't like guns.
She doesn't like guns.
True. She's
Like,
she's not.
She turned in some guns that were like given to her like out of inheritance.
Oh, it's fine. I'll keep it locked up. Just don't tell. No one tell her I'm a Jew, or tell her I'm a Jew. Let her know it'll really piss her parents off. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're the Israeli that's gonna cross her Palestinian border.
I will occupy her Gaza Strip for days.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I will make her walls wail.
What did I fucking download that? Oh, middle age. I got this. I got.
You know,
this.
I'm gonna be spending the rest of the evening just writing down one-liners for that one joke. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how much Middle East crisis can I make peace with by making innuendos toward Mia Khalifa?
All right. Title is middle-aged man trains two young
Teens.
straight. Yes, this is a straight
Trains
porno.
trains barefoot teens.
No, you just
Hey, double penetration. Yep,
my
double penetration. Actually, it'd be triple penetration
Oh.
technically.
Oh no.
Toys. They're using toys.
Is there a gym fetish? That way the thumbnail won't confuse anyone.
I think there is a gym fetish. I think there is. Role play.
See what you should have done
Party.
is you should have said trains teen and midget.
Oh no. Because they're teens. All right, save.
Yeah, but one of them but the thumbnail has like a little girl and it's if you threw midget in there, everyone would be like,
Oh,
questionable.
Tweaker,
Dude.
have no doubt. I mean, I'll be here to watch that shit, but it's going to be running around in my head. Like, what would be the best pickup line that I can make it to?
Oh, the best part is they had an entire camping trip that they like recorded, and it's just 8 minutes of pure cringe.
Nancy Pelosi naked on a table has 100 views, 6 thumbs up, 0 thumbs down. Nailing it, dude. We are killing it at Pornhub.
Fucking, that's, you know, I knew there was a future there. I knew it.
Hey, you guys get more comments than most porn videos.
Tell you what, dude. We know what we're doing. We know what. Anyway,
Yep.
okay, so we gotta let you go. We gotta get one more person on before we call it a night. But ATF Agent Griggs, anything you want to shill, promote, put out there into the world for us, buddy?
Yeah, I would like to show this this little known server. I don't think anyone here knows it. It's the YouTube Saints Discord. I would like to show the YouTube Saints Discord.
Sounds like an alt-right haven.
Oh yeah, it's full of these people that just keep posting tranny porn everywhere.
Just a bunch of doxes. Nothing. It's a doxing server.
Degeneracy.
Utter
Degeneracy, my dudes.
Although I gotta say, we do have some of the best roles. I don't even know what half of them are at this point. Keep changing them, but yeah.
We've been going so long that most everybody in the waiting room was like, I'm going to bed. All right, later, buddy. Hey, meet us up. Meet up with us later for Catwoman. All right.
Well, I definitely will. Is it tonight?
That's tonight. After an hour after the show.
Okay. I need something to listen to while I'm packing stuff up for tomorrow. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, later. All right.
You know what we're gonna need to start doing those when we start doing these movie nights, recording the audio and then releasing them as Saints commentary tracks.
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
I'm full of these, full of something.
You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do something we've never done before.
What's that?
We're gonna do something we're gonna do something we've never done before for our last. We'll say 10, 15 minutes of the show.
Is that gonna be decent jokes?
I'm just gonna drag everybody from the waiting room in.
Oh shit! Shit! God damn it!
Did
Yeah.
you really just pull all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to tell everybody else that you guys might pull somebody else in. You've been trying to get more people in, so.
Nah, fuck it.
but
Whatever,
nah,
dude.
Fuck them.
Let's get grab everybody. I don't give a fuck.
Big old
Alright, here we go, I guess.
party scene.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
All the
Sweet.
vaping going on.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going? We're like going almost 3 hours tonight.
Sweet. I like it. I like it a lot.
Dude, I can't help it. Like, since we've been fucking around with midweek and just kind of like cutting loose, it's just so much fun. I don't want to stop.
Mm-hmm. even as the bladder expands and the gut begins.
Well, then go take a piss, nigga.
No. I'm here for the show. But I do need to get another beer, so I'll be right back.
Okay. He's gonna go pee.
Priorities.
I already peed like 3 times. And I only got up once. Hey. Alright, so wait, alright. I remember, Jables, you were saying that you had something in the chat. You had something very important that you had to say.
Oh yeah, no, it's about the whole diversity thing, and the only thing I can really think of is I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, and everybody when they announced that the new Doctor was going to be female, it was something that was canon, so I didn't give a fuck about it. Plus, Stephen Moffat is leaving as showrunner, so they have a new showrunner, and that showrunner opted to have a writer's room. So it might actually be well written and not be like, hey, oh, that's right, I have a vagina again, guys.
What? Was Stephen Moffat the guy that everybody hates because of the Doctor Who stuff and like the writing staff?
Well, people hated him because he was constantly he would, like, especially the last season with Peter Capaldi. His companion during that was a black lesbian, and it was always, there were all these jokes like, I'm a lesbian, do you get it? That sort of thing was kind of going on. Yeah. All sorts of stuff like that. That's why people didn't like Stephen Moffat, because he was kind of just sort of shoving shit in people's faces instead of actually having decent characters.
Okay.
Which the characters were decent, but he was adding in extra shit that he did.
Right. Okay, I see that. Like, here's an interesting new character. She's interesting and shiny and fascinating. And by the way, did you know that she's a lesbian?
Yeah, I think the only clever one was an episode where they met up with a bunch of Romans that were invading England.
Oh, yeah.
And she stumbled into a cave with them, and one of the guys started hitting on her, and she was like, no, I don't like guys. And they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. He only likes men, too. And, like, I go both ways, blah, blah, blah. And they just sort of went around the campfire like, whatever, we don't give a fuck. I think that was the only decent one with that whole I'm a lesbian, do you get it joke.
I like lesbian humor, man. I mean, like, as long as it's cleverly written, who gives a shit? It's fine, but, you know. I'm gonna start sounding like... Do you guys remember that YouTuber Garrett?
Sounds familiar.
He was a Kiwi.
Maybe.
He was a Kiwi dude, and he would like he'd play dress up in his videos where he dressed up like Antifa and shit. He was really cringy.
Yeah.
It looked like his face in the bandana looked like a bunch of pantyhose stuffed full of cookie dough. You know, but
it was just a bag of wet cabbage.
but I mean,
think that guy will be best remembered as one of Bering's punching bags for all eternity.
Yeah, dude, for real. That's.
It taught me that fat people shouldn't be anarchists.
But I mean, like, so the thing though about him is he would always reference The Wire all the fucking time. So much so that when people were telling me you should watch The Wire, I'm like, no, fuck The Wire. Garrett watches that. But now, since I've been watching it, now I'm constantly like, this reminds you of that time on The Wire. I'm like, fuck. Now I understand why that fucking dumpy piece of shit was always talking about it. It's a really good show.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an amazing show.
yeah, fat anarchists can watch decent HBO like the rest of us can.
Yes, so.
No, I mean, It's like what is it? It's like it's like what's the pinnacle of fat Western anarchy? Oh, you can eat ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking did I see that Miles Power did a guest video on top hats and champagne? I did see that. Will I do a collab with him? Me and Miles had talked about it over the years a long time. He did a guest video on my channel. If we can ever figure it out, we probably will.
Wait, didn't we already figure out what your collab's gonna be? Once Logan Paul KSI thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Hungry Hungry Hippos thing, but like as an actual like real video collab. I mean, he and I have tossed around ideas of doing something like for 3 years or something. Maybe we'll do it eventually. But we're like this. We're good buds. It's good. He's my favorite. It's just a sexy little ginger man over there in the UK. He's a spicy little meatball.
It's Jeff's own personal Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
Nice. Miles' Titanic series has been interesting.
Oh yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
When he really puts his effort into it and shit. But he got me in trouble recently. He did.
How's that?
Well, he did this. He did quite a few videos on this guy named Liam Sheff. Liam Sheff.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He's this AIDS denialist guy who believed in like every single conspiracy theory out there.
Oh, he sounds like a real winner.
Well, he's dead. He's dead now.
Of AIDS?
No. He developed this like crazy syndrome of AIDS.
The irony.
Sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy. No, he had like some weird condition that gave him something like it's an equivalent of basically having a cluster headache constantly, like all the time, no matter what. Like it never stops. It never stops.
That sounds a lot like toxoplasmosis.
It might have been. I'm not sure what exactly it was. I haven't looked at his website in a while. But yeah, he was basically I don't know if he took his own life or what, but basically he was in constant agony and then he ended up passing away. So I ran into some people not that long ago, a channel called Truth or Talk, and they used to be friends with Liam Sheff. And so when I chewed up one of their videos and like basically took a giant shit on their chest, I mentioned their piece of shit friend Liam Sheff. They got so fucking mad at me just because I even mentioned his name that I got fucking like hassled and hounded by these people for like a fucking month. All because I mentioned Liam Sheff. And I only mentioned it because Miles pointed him out to me.
Here's a question for you, Jeff. Though, who do you think's going to be the next mob to come after you? Is it going to be the Scientologists or is it going to be the Millie fans?
Well, Millie fans are already coming after me. I don't think the Scientologists are going to come after me because Scientologists don't have access to the regular internet.
Yeah, but they make special efforts for SPs like you, my love.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like there's probably only like 3 or 4 in their division that try and come after people, and it's not. I don't think they really are equipped to fight a YouTuber.
Try selectively editing some like Stefan Molyneux videos and then putting a new website up called XenoTube, where it talks about how you have to defo.
That's right.
Right.
I tell you what, I kind of hope that the Scientology department tries to come after me and they like go and dig up some of my piece of shit fucking ex-girlfriends to smear me. That would be fucking amazing. That'd be so good.
Great.
No, I know for a fact that the entire Discord wants more pictures of your cross-dressing days. So I hope they dig those up and start releasing them.
Yeah,
you are the best up.
especially if any of them surround the Rocky Horror. I mean, there's got to be some of that, surely.
There are.
Bless my soul.
I just like the pause. I love the pause there though. Like,
hang on, I got you.
We're gonna jump back to what we these days refer to as Jeff's contrapoint. Jay, this is Contra Jeff. We're gonna see here.
Yes.
Well, Nick, it's more of a jump to the left when you really break it down. More of a jump to the left and then a jump to the right. So.
Let's see. Here, I gotta figure out how to fucking get to my photo bucket. Jesus Christ. No, I don't need to confirm my
No.
shit. Fuck you.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed, like, after he dropped comments on the video that you made about him. I'm actually kind of disappointed that Stephen Christ hasn't become more of a thing towards you.
Well, there's a really important reason for that. He's in a mental institution.
I know.
No. We were so close. We were so close to
That's-
having our very
Wow,
own
that shit was
G-Man.
wacky.
He doesn't locked up in the Laughing Academy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did I let you guys know that we have that the Lesser Saints have our own G-Man now? I think.
Yes,
God.
yes, I heard about this.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's more about flat Earth than necessarily religion.
Oh no.
It's
Never
beautiful.
fucking ends. Never ends.
Mhm. So good.
I tried to put a carpentry level down in the driveway the other day, and I was like, why isn't this level? Checkmate, flat earthers.
Okay. I'm gonna pull this up here.
It's like I want to get into the most pedantic argument possible with a flat earther and just like highlight how it's like it's just wrong because we've all seen hills. There's nothing flat about it. Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh
There
no,
you go.
no,
Mountains tend to be
if
the
you
giveaway.
want, Nick, if you want links to some flat Earth
damn.
Discord servers, I can help you out with that.
No.
You don't wanna get into any sketchy
I'll
Discord
fire.
servers?
I'll
Yeah.
pass. I'll pass. I mean,
Lots of fun. I have a blast.
yeah.
All of them.
I mean, I could see. But
They're really-
It's not. No, it's not one of these things in which I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. It's kind of like I mentioned earlier when like I know a time suck when I see one, and it's like, hey, the ticker line's done for this show. We've got a show. What are you talking about? It's Friday, right? No, it's Sunday. Oh fuck! I've been trolling them since Friday.
Yeah, it's become my new hobby to hang out in flat Earth Discord servers. It's been fun. Really good at memes. They are excellent at memes. I will say that.
Really?
Though I've got to say that, you know how John Deacon in I Want to Break Free looked way too good as a woman? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that right there.
I'm just looking right now, and it looks just almost like he wanted to be Social Repose's like right hand bun self or something here. It's like, hey man, you need help setting anything on fire in your backyard? No? Can I just hang out then? No? How about sit on the stoop? Could I sit on the stoop?
Let me tell you
Could be-
something. Let me tell you something. Like one of the worst things about this photo and like this period in my life was like I was a very, very pretty boy. Very pretty boy. But the worst part is the entire time, the whole like 10 years that I was a legal pretty boy before all the drugs and alcohol started dissolving me into this weird goblin that I am now. I was in like dedicated relationships with terrible women who fucking abused the shit out of me.
I'll be
I didn't
honest
even
with
get
you,
to
Jeff.
utilize this to slay
Looking-
the fucking vagina.
Looking at this picture though, I can't say I'm remotely surprised. It's like
Looking at
it's
that,
like
yeah,
fucking-
looking at that mouth.
Yeah, Becky, Becky's got her girlfriends over, and they're like, "Oh, hey, somebody go get the gimp." Yeah. out you come out the locked toy chest, and yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Ving Rhames is a terrible girlfriend. We're all sure of this.
That's it. No, I'm not sharing anymore. I'm not sharing anymore.
Oh,
Makes
come
you
on,
feel-
Jeff.
Not sharing
If it makes you
anymore.
feel, if it makes you
That's
feel
it.
any better,
No.
wood smash, okay?
Hey, everybody say goodnight, everybody. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Fucking Nick ruined all the fun. Hey, the Priss, thank you very much for the subscription. Sergeant Buck, what do you think? Oh, yeah, we watched that. Okay, good night. Fuck off! Shit.
Yeah, fuck all of you two.